late. The huge. I'm a little late. Sue me about it. Sue me. Oh man. Take advantage of nobody being here yet. To groom myself. So that I don't look completely homeless. I need to get a haircut this week. Uh-oh, someone's in here. Time's up. Alright, let me make a poll. What should I say on my poll today? Let's see, what could the fourth option be? Okay. Now, like I do sometimes, I'm gonna find something to watch. It's kind of hot in here, bro. What will I watch? We got some baseball. I don't really watch baseball like that. Got 90 Day Fiance. It's always a good look. Let's see who the couples are. Ooh, Drunk History, Mexico. If you never watched Drunk History, pretty interesting. Drunk History, Mexico, equally as interesting. It's literally drunk. I don't know if they're actually historians, but they're drunk people telling a history of something. This episode is about Hernan Cortés. Hernan Cortés. Give me 1 second, I gotta check something. Problem is, I dropped in the middle of this episode, so I can't follow it.
Dígame, ¿quién me habla? Soy don José. ¿Qué trae ahí?
Okay, so I got 2 shows now.
Estoy contento de...
The one goes on commercial. I watch the other one.
Pierna bien. ¿Usted viene a los canicas? Sí. ¿Te arrodillaste bien? Sí, pierna. Pero corrías bien.
I'm kind of tired today, y'all. I think it's gonna be a short stream. It's 8:30 basically. I stayed on until at least probably 10:30. I can't remember what time I got off last time, but something like that. Whoever's in here right now, give me like 1 minute. I gotta do something real fast. I really feel like watching cartoons right now, but there's no cartoons on, man.
Yo quiero felicitar a cada uno de los que está acá porque han sido unos berracos. Esto es un proceso muy duro, es un proceso mental, físico, emocional, de una forma que yo nunca en mi vida había experimentado. Y siento que de alguna manera hay procesos en los que uno ya necesita decir basta. Yo les quiero decir que me siento
Teen
muy orgullosa de haber
Titans.
estado luchando hasta acá, pero yo hoy les manifiesto que siento que mi proceso debería ser hasta hoy. Los quiero, los amo, los adoro.
Teen Titans.
Estoy cansada, me voy feliz, no estoy triste, no estoy aburrida de lo que siento, al contrario, me voy muy orgullosa de mí, pero hoy estoy ya lista para salir por esa puerta y darles un abrazo. Vamos a ver si la gente lo hace, me lo permite.
Diana, no es que se quiera ir, sino que sintió que es el momento de irse, lo cual...
De axones y dendritas. Las líneas de comunicación que conectan a las células.
1 second, yeah.
De colores brillan la última neurona. Pero se trata
Besides animal shows, my favorite shows are science. Anything kind of like Ripley's Believe It or Not type shit, where you learn about some scientific phenomena that you didn't know was possible. I love that stuff.
En tan solo 40 años, produciendo un esquema para convertir los pensamientos y los sentimientos en programas perpetuos que podrían permanecer en la red para siempre.
Algunos creen que si tuviéramos el diagrama de conexiones y lo subiéramos a una computadora, podríamos hacer que una computadora piense como un humano.
¡Wow! Eso quiere decir que mi avatar no solo sabrá lo que yo sé, sino que pensará como yo pienso. Mi mente será inmortal. Por supuesto que la inmortalidad es buena si la mente se conserva bien. Si solo somos una infinidad de reacciones seniles, nadie...
Damn, they got Dune showing out here, bro. I still haven't watched Dune 1 or the second one that came out. I wish I would have caught it at the beginning. I would watch it right now. I see so many memes about that movie, and I'm just like, I have no idea what's going on, so...
No sabíamos cómo medirla. No podíamos llegar a ella. Una cosa así, solo podíamos imaginarla.
Puede ser que los recuerdos tengan una estructura física. La investigación de Andrés se centra alrededor de una molécula llamada quinasa MZ. Observó que se agrupa en sinapsis. Y esto podría querer decir que es responsable de crear y segmentar los recuerdos a largo plazo. Para probar esta teoría, André ideó un experimento sorprendente que demuestra que la investigación científica puede ser un nido de ratas.
¿Explorará el lugar y la computadora activará una descarga eléctrica para entrar a ciertas partes en particular del espacio rotativo. Y a la rata, como a una persona normal, no le gusta que le apliquen una descarga,
I need a
entonces se alejará de
cartoon to
esa parte
balance
del
this
piso.
out.
Cuando la rata entra por primera vez en la jaula, la huele libremente y comprueba cada centímetro del lugar. Después de un corto periodo de terapia de choque, aprende la lección y sabe qué porción del mundo debe evitar.
Oops, 1
Teóricamente,
second.
la memoria del dolor. Podríamos borrar los
30
recuerdos que
seconds. I'm
preferimos
trying to do
olvidar.
something, but I gotta swipe out of
Día,
YouTube to
el
do
trabajo
it. So.
de... Podríamos borrar los recuerdos en un 5%, estaríamos muertos en unos 5 minutos.
I'm gonna find me
Entonces,
something to
parece
watch.
que cuanto más reducimos el oxígeno, más muerto terminamos. Mientras
What y'all be watching on TV, man?
tópicos, Mark descubrió algo que parecía no tener sentido. Al reducir aún más la cantidad de oxígeno,
Right, this will be like, let's see where you guys are gonna stay. You're in a boat. Charlie and myself are sleeping in separate rooms because I was brought into Jehovah's religion. That's why
90 Day Fiance.
we married.
Always entertaining. It really doesn't matter who the couples are. Because every person thinks that the other person really likes them. And all of their family and friends are like, dude, they just want a way to get into the United States. And I'm like, no. Trust me, I talk to them a lot. They really care for me. Actually, I don't think I've seen any of these 90 Day Fiance couples work out now that I think about it.
Is basically when they shut off the power so they don't.
But I also don't follow them up like that, so I don't know.
Does happen sort of every day. So what they do is they cut off the power to get stage 1, stage 2, stage 3, up to stage 8. Stage 8 means that the power's off 8 hours, or it goes off 8 times a day. Okay, so let me go show you outside quickly. During load shedding, crime is higher because obviously there's no lights on. So if you don't take precautions, you're just going to lose all your stuff. So one more thing to show you. This is just a prototype. I'm busy still preparing it. I'll bring it together and stuff. So because I kept on breaking in my garage and stuff, I thought I would make my own pepper spray system, which is that little pipe there. It sort of goes into here, down into my compressor. I got robbed 3 times in a matter of 6 months, which was crazy.
I can't even, in this couple, I can't even tell who's the foreign person. Usually one person's cute and the other person is not cute. But both of these motherfuckers are ugly.
And they walk straight and they want to
That's
do
rude.
something.
Sorry, but
Then it sprays them, yeah.
they're not conventionally attractive.
Obviously,
That's all I'm saying.
it's not as for pepper spray.
No disrespect.
I'm wondering to myself if I'm going to think, is this safe enough for us? And then I put up some cameras there, so I'm just hoping that she's going to approve. Yeah, so let me show you the pool quickly. I press the pool. I want to surprise you. You should.
Oh, she's the foreigner. Wow. I didn't expect that. Hold on a second.
Maybe I take camera.
She's crying.
In the last 6 months, I've been broken into 3 times, and the third time they broke in, they killed my dog. Like they probably wanted to prove a point to me or whatever. The last time Holly was here, she got to love my dogs, and not seeing Storm there was.
Damn, they broke into his house and killed his dogs, bro.
I gotta look at the pool later.
Yeah, look at the pool later. Do you want to go in? Huh?
It is like a different kind of evil.
Hold on, y'all text my wife. I mean, it is pretty sad that his dogs got killed, but also I'll be thinking it's weird when
I'm
people,
glad to see all these things.
like she's crying, like
This is a
it wasn't her dog that got killed, it's his dog, and she's his girlfriend, and she visited and met the dogs one time, and she said she's crying because she didn't get to tell the dog bye.
It's the same thing.
It's sad, but I think it's weird when people talk about dogs like they're humans.
I think that I've realized it's more serious though than I first thought.
I'm feeding off put in so much work in this house to try and make things safer, I'm thinking, what else can I do to make them feel safe? I'm afraid that if mom doesn't trust me, Holly might change her mind about things.
I just don't know why they breaking in his house this
And then
much.
with me leaving, with Holly being here, I mean, it's kind of scary.
Very crazy. Do, 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 do. Philippines.
Brendan texted me right now. He's on the plane.
Hold on, y'all. I'm on order. And I don't want to miss it.
How you feel?
Because they be getting pissed. Especially if, like, if it's raining outside, bro, and I ordered a Rappy and they're just standing outside. Like, hey, estoy afuera, I'm outside. Like, I'm sorry,
For
bro,
real
my bad.
this time.
You go to hug?
Yeah.
But grandpa said hugging is not allowed. If you do that, you broke the tradition of our ancestors.
I'm really nervous to break the rules. But the more I thought about it, I realized that I want this moment to be for myself, not my love.
90-Day Fiance, man.
It's just
Don't get no better
you
than this.
understand. You experience long distance relationship for like 2 years.
If you want to hug each other, go on and
Are you sure?
it's up to you.
I feel relieved and I feel glad that my brother explores.
This is a different, I swear this is a different season or type of episode, though, because,
You know
like,
what it's like to be against the rules. Because my
they're
brother
focusing a
is
lot on
for
the
marriage.
foreign people. They don't normally
I
do that.
told my brother that he's bring shame to the
Ah, they're here.
family,
Hold on a second, yeah.
and
Alright, that should be
Be a good
the
girl.
last time I had to click out. I just confirmed
Brandon knows
to my
my
Rappy
grandpa
driver
is
that somebody's
very
coming to
strict
get
and
it, so.
that I don't have my first kiss. But
Oh, my elbow just popped.
I don't know how I will react if he kissed me. My heart is beating so fast.
That's love.
Tick, 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 tick. My knees are shaking.
Your knee is shaking too.
People that speak more than one language impress me so much.
You see each other, don't see each other, but now
Especially when they live
Like before, I was just
in their home country.
That's why he sent me his hair so I can.
Like, they're really just flowing in English right now. They got accents and they say weird words, but I'm still like, damn, that's pretty impressive. Thanks.
underwear.
Yeah. But yeah, no. In person. I can
If you're hungry,
finally
grab a
touch
Snickers.
his hair. I can hold his hand. And also I can see the color of his eyes because I love his
Cheers.
eyes a lot. I can explain, I feel.
Like Brandon is like a superstar to you.
Yes. He looks like a superstar to me. Oh, it's getting colder. Oh my god.
It's quiet in the chat tonight. But let's see, what I'm not even 20 minutes in yet, and I started a little bit earlier than usual. People usually don't get up in here until after 9 o'clock, so
We're almost there.
I'm gonna chill. I'm gonna keep watching TV till people show up. But if I get to like, if it's like 9:30 and it's still this quiet, I'm definitely gonna click out because I'm tired anyways. So we'll see. We'll see how many people show up. If nobody talks, I'm a bounce.
I need to go freshen up real quick.
Why?
Rolando, yeah, I basically just started. It's been like 15 minutes or 19 minutes.
Let's go.
I am nervous and anxious as hell when it comes down to
You
it.
saved the day, bro. I was about to fucking hang up the phone. Or I guess hang up's not the word, but
Can you take up Joey and Brendan later?
yo, Rolando, you ever watch Drunk History Mexico? I was just watching it not too long ago. It's pretty good. Pretty
I'm so
good.
nervous that my knees are shaking and I feel like peeing. Hi. You're frozen. I'm here outside.
Wow, another couple
I don't know. I just don't
that
know
is
what will happen. But if I'm gonna kiss someone, I want it to be like
unconventional.
mine forever. So I hope our love is even more
Yeah,
real.
this definitely some different kind of 90 Day Fiance,
Oh
bro.
gosh. Because I can't
I watched
live
Drunk
without
History a
her.
long
I
time
can't see
ago.
my future without
Me too, but I had never seen Drunk History Mexico until like a couple maybe months ago when I was here. That shit comes on all the time here. It's not the regular Drunk History show. It's the Mexican edition of Drunk History. So they're just always telling stories about Mexican history. Like the one that's on right now is about Hernan Cortez and whatever the fuck he did. I stopped watching it because I came in the middle of the episode and I was like, fuck, bro, I don't like starting stuff in the middle. I can feel it in the air. Nah, bro. I gotta get to the bottom of this. I gotta look at the guide. I'm not trying to be funny. It's just the least attractive couple I've ever seen on 90 Day Fiancé. So, I'm thinking this is on purpose. Like, normally it's some ugly ass dude and a pretty girl from Russia or the Philippines or something. But all these episodes taking place in the foreign country, or all the parts of the episode. And then the American or British person that's going over there is not attractive. Neither one of them are. Conventionally. So I'm wondering what's going on. I'm gonna need a VPN for that. Maybe. I don't know. Could just search it. It might be on a streaming platform or something. Let me see what channel it's on. Assuming it's still on. So it's on damn. It's on Comedy Central right now. Don't know if
I want to see her in person, yeah.
I don't know if that's, like you said, maybe a foreign Comedy Central. But I don't think so. I don't think Comedy Central has different programs in different places.
I know that this is the person I want to spend the rest of my life with, no matter what.
It's very hard to find Kimberly
Okay.
with so many people.
This girl's not too bad.
Short and small.
She's kind of cute.
Thanks for God he
A little
gave me
bit.
good eyes, I can search for her.
Oh, he's pretty handsome. But I do think because the episodes are taking place in these other countries, that they're not conventionally attractive because I don't think they're going back to the States. I think the Americans are moving over
When I
there,
see him, I want to
which means that
kiss
they
him all
probably
over
really
his
like them.
face, but you can't do that in India because you're not supposed to show like any kind of romantic contact in any sense. Thank you. So it's a huge deal whenever he hugs me at the airport. Thank you.
It's a point of achievement for my life now. She is with me.
India is scary to me, dog.
She is like a beautiful, like a
No
very
disrespect to any
beautiful marriage.
Indians,
That makes you very proud also.
but they got some bad PR, bro.
Finally get to be with him again.
I've seen nothing but bad
I
stuff
love
there.
being with him so much.
You have 3 bags. Is this your?
No.
Okay. This one.
That one. The pink one. It's been through hell. The wedding.
Rolando, what you on, bro? What you up
I
to?
might throw up about it.
You're the only person talking in the chat, bro. You gotta keep it going.
He's been keeping me out of the loop with all the details, so I don't know anything that's going on, and I'm just nervous because I don't like to control things. What about for you? You don't want to throw up?
No, because I did all my things. I have to do it. You came in India.
Did you see that Spaniard lady that was gang raped by villagers? Yeah, I did, bro. You know what, man? Not to say that I don't feel bad for her, because I absolutely do, and I would never straight up victim blame somebody. But the more I looked into that shit, man, the more I was like, what are y'all doing, bro? Like, cause I was on their page like literally the day after it happened, so I saw all of the live videos that they posted talking about it. I'm thinking they're in a hotel or something, and they got caught slipping, like walking home or something. Bro, these motherfuckers are in a tent in the middle of the fucking woods in India. I don't think that's smart in any country that you're not from. You know, if you go camping in the States, whatever, that could be dangerous too. People usually take a gun with them. But you in another country camping in a tent in the middle of nowhere. Yeah, nah, bro. It's just not smart. It's just not. And I just felt so weird about the way they defended India afterwards, bro. Like, sometimes I'm like progressive, and other times I'm not. There's sometimes where I'm like, you need to be a fucking man, dog. Like, this dude was like, please don't, I don't even remember what he said. But he was basically saying, like, don't blame all of India for the actions of these guys. Like, these were just bad guys. And honestly, the Indian people that we've met before are so nice. And I'm like, bro, now's not the time for that shit, bro. You just got beat the fuck up, and your lady got violated by 7 dudes in front of you. I'll be like, fuck this whole country, bro. And anybody that got a problem with it, come see me, bro. That's crazy. Now, I would do some real victim blaming and say he should have died before he let that happen. But that's real easy to say when I'm not in the situation. He did say they put like a machete to his throat. But, I don't know, man. Sitting there for 7 dudes, I'm like, bro, you might as well kill me at this point. Because, like, again, like I said, sometimes I'm progressive, sometimes I'm not. And one of the senses that I'm not progressive is that, bro, I don't think she's going to look at you the same after that, bro. I just don't. I could be wrong. I could be very backwards, living in the 1980s or something, but I just think she's gonna be like, dog, you really watched me get violated like this, bro. Every time she looks at you, she's gonna get painful memories, bro. Like, I don't know, man. I just would never want to be in that situation, but if I was, I think I'd rather like go out swinging. That motherfucker looked like he was like 60 years old anyways, bro. You're not 20, You you lived a good life, dog. Like, go out on your shield, bro. Or at least if he got like really fucked up, like beat unconscious, he could be like, yeah, they're lucky they knocked me out. But dude had like a bruise on his eye. He was like, oh yeah, they hit me in the head with something, and then they held a knife to my throat. Like, stab me, bro. You're gonna have to stab me, bro. Like, even if I could, like, discipline myself to sit there for a second, it would have taken like just seeing one person, and I'd be like, nah, I'd rather fight, bro. Like, nah, there's no way. Like, just kill me, bro. But like I said, real easy to say because I'm not in the situation. Too politically correct. Yeah, man. Yeah. I mean, the other thing too is like they were still like the word's not custody. I don't know the word I'm looking for, but they were still in the vicinity of Indian authorities when they were making those videos because they were filing reports and all this other stuff. So they couldn't really be like fuck everybody in India because like you're sitting in the police office, like they could lock you up or something. So I cut them some slack on that, but they never said anything afterwards. Like it just happened, and they're like, "This is unfortunate, but don't blame the country." And they kind of like went on about their lives. And I'm just like, bro, that's a very insane event, bro, to just move on from. India's a bad spot for Muslim women. India's a bad spot for all women, bro. All women. Bro, I watched this video not too long ago. And this actually wasn't in India, it was in Pakistan. But it was in Punjab, Pakistan. This dude threw his wife and his mother-in-law off of the roof because they like cooked the meal incorrectly. I don't remember what the caption said. But bro, you're literally just watching a woman fall from like 3 stories straight onto her legs, like, and then fall on the ground like, ah. And bro, that shit's crazy. I sent that shit to Mike, but stuff like that, bro, I'm like, nah, bro. If this is like halfway normal, I don't want to go there, bro. Someone could say the same thing, like, oh, bro, I just saw 3 mass shootings in your country. That's true. That's true. And if you said you didn't want to go to the States, I'll be like, I understand completely. I saw a video of, I had to check on all my friends, bro, because last night, in San Antonio at Market Square, like 6 people got shot during fiesta. And so, yeah, if you say like shootings happen all the time in America, it's dangerous, I'll be like, I agree, 100%. So I really don't understand like India defenders, besides people that live there. But other people, I'm like, bro, what are you doing right now? Florida, 10 people got shot today in Florida. A dude in the NFL got shot today by a 16-year-old. 10 people got shot in Sanford, Florida, bro. Most random place for gun violence ever. Damn, it's getting hot. But like I said, man, I'm the type of person, I just call it how I see it. I say what I feel. I haven't seen enough good things from India that would make me want to go there. No. I'm not disrespecting the Indians. I'm not talking shit about India. But as for me, you won't catch me there. Ever. Ever. But I think that about a lot of places, actually. A lot of Middle Eastern countries. I see people like, there's a rapper that I listened to or did listen to. He got locked up in Dubai. He got sentenced to like 5 years or something. Because they had found like some flakes of weed in his suitcase or some shit. I'm just like, bro, why are you going to Dubai, bro? Why are you going to these places if you smoke weed at all, bro? Why you going there if you gay? You know if you're gay and you get caught, you get locked up. There was a lesbian couple not too long ago. I mean, when I say not too long ago, sometime in the last 5 to 10 years. I don't know if they got caught kissing or if somebody saw their Instagram and reported them. I don't know, but they were in Dubai and they got locked up for being gay. And I'm like, why you going to a Muslim country if you're gay? Why are you doing that, bro? All the places in the world you could travel to. I just don't understand. I don't understand why people want to go to certain places so badly. I think the same thing about like Russia or anywhere, bro. I'm like, there's some high risk places that I just wouldn't want to go. I don't know what happened, but I had to restart. Damn, you just missed the whole xenophobic rant, bro. Where I just talk shit about every other country in the world, basically.
Like, okay, what are we gonna talk about? Who's gonna lead the conversation?
I mean, I can start a conversation, but it's your mouth. I mean, you have to tell. You pay. It's not up to me to tell them.
No, I know. I'm gonna tell her about the residency stuff. I have to tell her, you know, like
Those places were built on slave labor, and so was America. So most of the places in the world were. But yeah, no, I get what you're saying. They still have slaves there. That's pretty bad. I can send you some videos of how some Arab countries still treat African slaves.
She has a hard time just doing things that are so far. So the fact that now this is going to be permanent, I think that's something that's going to be hard for her to take.
first time I'm telling her about the move is also the first time she's meeting my girlfriend.
And I'm gonna sit there next to
I
you.
remember when I used to have hair, I used to do this. I'll get a pick or a comb and just whoosh, right up in there. But not recently, just Mexicans. Not recently what? Not recently slave labor? Oh, are you talking about the United States? Oh, I guess it depends on how what do you consider recent? That would be the real question. Because I would argue that it has been pretty recent. I think a lot of times if people are disconnected from slavery, then it feels like it was a really long time ago. But my great grandmother is the child of slaves, and she's still alive. So to me, it wasn't that long ago. But I understand why you would say it was a long time ago. I think that about a lot of stuff. Racism. People say, oh, the Ku Klux Klan is a racist organization, but they haven't hurt anyone since X, Y, and Z. But my great grandmother, same lady, her husband was killed by the Klan, and a couple of her kids. House burned down. So to me, I'm like, that wasn't that long ago. It could have been in the 30s, 40s, 50s. It really doesn't matter. Someone that I know that's alive was killed, or their husband and their children were killed by the Klan. So to me, it's not that long ago. If that person can tell me a first-hand experience about it, to me, it's not that long ago. Last few decades, that's true. That's true. But again, I would say, like you said just Mexicans, but Mexicans, they're people. You know what I'm saying? Like, motherfuckers are contracting them for next to no money because they know they need it. Well, that's almost slave labor. If it's not slave labor, it's still pretty fucking close. So I don't really think that they're like morally superior to some dude that had slaves that fed and sheltered them. You know what I mean? You're just a little bit better than them. You're still. I don't even know if you're better, to be honest, because at least in those times they were doing like what was legally allowed. So at least you have the argument. You know, people argue all the time, like, oh well, that was like what everyone did back then. There was no way to like know that it was morally wrong, which I don't agree with, but it's a good argument. But these guys, they know what they're doing is wrong. It's under the table. They're underpaying immigrants and whatever. So they can't even say like, "Oh, I just kind of thought this is what was right because that's what blah blah." No, like I think Supreme Court Justice Clarence Thomas was raised by someone born a slave. Maybe, maybe. And that's the thing too. That's what I was gonna tell you, Rolando. After after slavery ended, you still had the same stuff going on that happens today, where they were sharecroppers. So I don't even want to use me as an example, but let's use me as an example. Let's say that I was enslaved, right? All right, the law comes down, Juneteenth, all this shit happens. All right, I'm free now. Damn, I don't have a house. I have no skills. Where can I work? Fuck. I gotta go ask the dude who had me as a slave if I can work for him. Yeah, you can work for me. I can pay you with food and a place to stay. What am I? Am I a working man or am I a slave? You go back right to the same situation. So that happened for a long time after that. So the official end of slavery wasn't even the end. And that's why I said um, that's really not too different. Not too different. I don't like to compare what is it called? I don't like to compare oppression, but it's not too different than what happens to immigrants. Like I said, like motherfuckers are getting paid next to nothing to work long hours all day. It's hard work. It's definitely not the same thing as slavery, but it's pretty bad.
This was what I wanted for over the past 2 years. It feels right. Hello, brother. I'm happy to see you. I'm happy to see you too, man. Especially happy to see your sister. Our grandma and grandpa are also excited to see you.
Her brother's just literally sitting here watching them kiss.
Ihatag ko na lang ang speed talk sila eh. Kanya, before that po, wala pa sila ka-ask permission sa kanya grandpa.
Yo, Tagalog sounds so close to Spanish. It's kind of like Portuguese, where it's like, oh, I can like recognize like a word or two, but then you're like, I don't know what the fuck they're saying, bro.
It takes a lot of weight off my shoulders to finally put the phone away and just be there in the moment. This anxiety that I was having.
What do you think of people who say employment is wage slavery?
Negativity.
I would have to hear an argument behind that. That sounds crazy. Um,
I will do it for
because you don't have to. Well, I guess wage slavery changes the term, but yeah, I just don't know what that means. I'm guessing it means that like you don't have a choice but to work to survive. So in a sense, it's some kind of slavery. But I don't know, man. That's different to me. Like the rules of a society are different than the rules of a society being set and you going off and doing some other shit. Like you don't need actual slavery for a society to exist, but you do need people doing some kind of work. You can barter, but people still have to work. People have to hunt. People have to build. Like it's a slightly different system, but it still requires people to work. Um, yeah, I mean, people. I've even seen like studies about like the most untouched tribes of people today, and like how many hours they spend doing nothing, and it's a lot, right? Because all they do is essentially hunt and gather, but still, every person in that tribe still has a role. People are not laying around and doing nothing. They're laying around more than us because we work all fucking day, and they don't. But they still have stuff to do. Cause that's like your obligation as a part of society. You're bearing children, you're hunting, you're gathering, you're building the tools to hunt, you're teaching kids stuff. Like you're always there's you have to do stuff. So, but like I said, I don't know what the argument is for the employment as wage slavery thing. I would have to hear
When I first got to India
a
last
real
year,
explanation, and then I could agree or disagree with it.
I had
But it just
a big
sounds
bag of
crazy on
showers
the
with, so I
surface.
had to boil water if I wanted to take a hot shower. So I don't know what to expect with this apartment.
Any little circumference. I love your family, but I'm nervous about like living with them.
Living together, living with a family, it's a part of the culture. In my home, right now we are living with 4 people. But if you have a big heart, you can live with the 12 people, even in the small room, because you care for each other. So we have 1 bedroom.
12 people in one
Either
house.
Yash or I sleep there with my mom. And my dad sleeps on the floor in the front. I think they have a very big dispute or something. So he stopped sleeping with my mom in the last 20 years. I think.
Damn, these Indian dudes are sleeping on the floor, bro. I know their backs hurt like shit.
I have no idea how I'm gonna make living with TJ's family work. I really value my alone time, and I value my space. I grew up in a big family. There was a lot of yelling and chaos. So the idea of living with so many people worries me. But I know it's important to TJ, so I'm gonna give it a shot.
Welcome, Kimberly.
Namaste, Jai Shri Krishna.
Oh wow, she speaks some Hindi.
My family, they are all excited like me that Kimberly came back to India.
Namaste, Jai Shri Krishna.
My mom gonna embrace Kimberly and just tell her, okay, you are my daughter and I love you so much.
Your bag seems so
Very
heavy.
nice. I know.
I wish I knew someone Indian so I could ask them what this means. Cause she walked up to the dad and he put his hand on her head like she was a dog. But it looked like a nice gesture. It didn't look like it was supposed to be disrespectful.
And I come bearing gifts.
Really?
Yeah.
बहुत ही सुंदर, बहुत ज्यादा
It's rose quartz. It helps you accept love into your life. That's the same thing that I'm wearing on our wedding day.
That's pretty.
This one's for you. It's
Hey Rolando, were you the one that told me what this means when Indians do this head shake thing?
Will you massage with this?
Cause the dude just went, "That's pretty." He went like this, and he said, "That's pretty."
Kim, I've also got something for you. That's amazing. You really have to see this. Open it.
Aqua Breeze soy wax candle. Ooh, that smells yummy.
Dad, this is for your candlelight dinner.
Thank you.
So many languages in India. Yeah, there are a lot. From what I've seen, they're gonna change India's name to what? What do you mean? Why?
48-hour stretch with my family. So it's completely new for her. She will have to learn a lot. There may be so many ups and downs, and it will take time.
So what now, Bronco?
Okay, so are you ready for that's about it?
Yeah.
Okay, so let's go.
TJ's been building this apartment for the past 2 months.
This way.
He's building an
I have all
apartment.
this anticipation / expectations.
I know
of
this
what
shit about to be
apartment's supposed
trash.
to be. It's supposed to be a combination of me and TJ, and it's supposed to make you feel welcome and loved and safe. I'm scared.
I'm just hoping that when I walk into it, it feels like home.
Damn, I went to commercial. I was excited to see the apartment. Hold on 1 second.
Estoy embarazada.
They say India is a colonial X-Men. What does that even mean, bro? I'm guessing that means that India is not what the people call India. It's a name that colonizers gave to India, like every other fucking place in the world. Bharat. Is that what Exonym means? I'm just using the roots exo outside name. Outside name. Kind of like Puerto Rico. Oh, okay, we got a definition. Exonym, also known as synonym, is an established non-native name for a group of people, individual person, geographical place, language, or dialect. Wow, I'm smart. I knew that before I read that. Yeah, I guess that makes sense. Like I said, that's like Puerto Rico and probably every other place in the world. No, like real Puerto Ricans. I'm not gonna say they don't say Puerto Rico, but they at least definitely know the name of the island and go. They use the name of the island, hence Boricuas. Do 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 do. That'd be crazy if they changed India at this point, though, bro. So we'll have to learn how to call it something else. But I suppose that's happened with other places before. I know Congo, Czech Republic, have gone through a bunch of name changes because the Czech Republic wasn't the Czech Republic when I lived in Europe. It was Czechoslovakia. I'm pretty sure I've heard Puerto Ricans say Puerto Rico. Of course you have, bro, because like you said, that is the name that everyone knows it as. But that's not that's not the name that Puerto Ricans know it as. So if you really ask them what is the island called, they're not gonna say Puerto Rico. I promise you. Like I said, that's why they're called Boricuas. That's why that's their true name. They might say soy puertorriqueño, but more than likely they're gonna say soy boricua because that's a name that you don't want to lose because it's based on the name of the island. Borican. My mom just texted me. 1 second. She sent me something from Instagram, so I'll look after I get off here. But yeah, like I was saying, Rolando, in a regular conversation, if you don't know what the island's called, like they're probably not gonna say it. Because then you're gonna be like, "What's that? What does that mean?" This just it's just pointless if they know that you know as Puerto Rico. Ooh, what country are they from? They speak in Spanish. I thought she was Russian, bro.
I'm like anxious, nervous. I'm feeling everything. Like I know it's not gonna be an easy dinner. I mean, this is tough. But I have to complain and tell my mom everything.
Oh, it's his family. I thought it was her family. I was so confused. They're definitely Dominican.
Buen provecho.
Buen provecho.
His family's white. Hella white. He's the only black person. Dominicans are so varied.
So what did Julia told you about me? Told you a lot or not?
No hablaron.
No? What did he say?
Que tenía una novia.
And a girlfriend.
Y yo said, okay.
She was like, what? ¿Tú esperabas que chica de otro país?
Podía ser cuando te fuiste para allá, que duraste, que yo siempre escuchaba una voz de alguien como que hablaba contigo.
Yeah.
Wait a second, it might not be Dominican, it might be Cuban.
¿Quién es que estás ahí? Oh, una amiga.
Maybe somebody translated.
She said that like when I spent the 2 months, she's like, I heard a voice in the background. She's like, Julio, like, who was that?
It's because he has a real Americanized accent, so I can't really localize it. I'm trying to listen to his mom, but she's not talking a lot.
It was not why I did it. He kept me secret.
Ah, no. Él no es honesto.
He's never honest.
En eso no.
No, I'm saying.
En eso no fuiste honesto. Si hubiese sido honesto, no hubiese sido un principio.
Nah, I sound Dominican to me.
Yo, so I'm gonna tell her the application already that I submitted. Para uno estar allá por un tiempo largo no necesita ¿cómo que se dice?
Papeles.
Yeah. So ya yo puse la
Damn, he couldn't say los papeles, bro.
para yo vivir allá. So, estoy esperando a ver que me den una respuesta.
¿Por qué te vas? ¿Vos sí? ¿Definitivo?
Definitivo.
¿Qué?
Solo.
Damn, his mom about to smack the shit out of him, bro.
La como en 3 meses.
Ay, Dios mío. No
Ay,
palabras.
Dios mío.
Tengo que prepararme yo para eso.
Yeah, she's like I have to prepare myself.
For the hard time to miss
Yeah.
him.
So,
La verdad no puedo creer que ya Julio aplicó por una residencia. Me siento como que él lo ha apresurado. Me siento triste.
I wonder where he's going, because she's not American. Hold on, I got. Okay, so the 90-day fiance shit was what I thought. These are.
entonces como tú mismo aquí creaste.
It's the opposite of the regular 90-day fiance. It's people going to live in these other countries. So he's American,
Oh, yeah.
and he wants to go live in Europe with her. So they're doing a 90-day visa for that country.
I'm upset because this was exactly
What did
I
you
was
say Puerto
worried
Rico is
about.
called?
He
Like
totally
the
surprised her with his
native name?
information,
Borinquen.
and it's so much for her.
The island is
Take it in.
Borinquen. And that's why the people are called Boricua.
I can see how close they are together, so I'm worried that it's gonna be harder for Julio to leave his mom behind. And
Puerto Rico is what the Spaniards came in and called it.
Fue difícil, ¿no? Porque imagínate tanto tiempo.
Because it was a rich port.
Experiencia que.
And then the Americans took over and they just left the name but just pronounced it in English.
nos fuimos de crucero y le conocí al hombre más hermoso que he visto.
He estado hablando con una mujer hermosa de República Dominicana.
Soy una persona que sabe lo que quiere. Tengo lo que quiero.
9:35. I've been on for 1 hour, my boy.
Ya no me quiero casar contigo.
Todo en 30 días.
Well, it is a rich port.
Siente como si le hubiera pasado un camión por encima. Póngale fin con Noxpirin.
I do find that interesting though. I wonder why people don't go to places and just be like, hey, what do you call this place? We're gonna call it what y'all call it. They're like, nah, fuck that. This is what we're calling this place now. Y'all can get with the program. Bro, since you obliterated your knees, does that mean you're permanently no cap? Bro, I always been no cap. No cap in my rap, bro. I already lived this. But nah, I mean, I still got knees. I'm walking again now, so I'm capping. I'm capping, bro.
Mira lo que acabo de hacer. La perla perfecta.
But I did obliterate them things.
Pero mira esto.
Pretty traumatic.
Vaya, una verdadera obra de arte.
Red Bull te da alas. Nickelodeon was hit everything. I worked on the darkest chapters.
Have you ever seen pics of the Canary Islands? Of course.
Get comfortable with people.
What about them?
It made me
I've seen more than pics.
was being hurt.
Have you ever told your story?
Once upon a time, when I was a kid, I went there.
Estudia lo que es Saison a tu ritmo a las 24 horas. Al ritmo de tus labios que se comen el mundo todo el día. De tu mirada magnética que atrae las 24 horas. Al ritmo de tu piel todo el día sin retoques. Estudio lo
You know, their Spanish isn't that
contigo para
different than
Garnier Hairfood alimenta tu pelo. Toda Garnier
Puerto
Fragancia con
Ricans.
mascarilla. Hasta 98% origen natural.
It looks like if Cuba never went communist. I mean, basically, that is what it is. Essentially. Only way out of a dark place is to laugh your way out. Facts. But you know, honestly, it wasn't really that. It never really got that dark for me, man. I don't really know how to explain it. I'm pretty resilient. Not to like brag on myself or anything, but things could have been way worse, bro. It could have been way worse. So I was feeling pretty grateful from the start. The only time I was really down was like maybe when I first found out that like, oh, this shit is serious. Cause even I mean when it happened, I knew it was bad. But I was thinking like, damn, bro, like I just really just ripped some shit. Like it's gonna be like weeks before I can blah blah blah. But when I got there and they're like pressed their fucking fingers in my knee and there was just nothing, bro, just a hole. And I was like, what the? And they're like, yeah, you have to get surgery. If you don't get surgery, like you literally wouldn't be able to walk. And I was like, what the? So when it hit me, like there was no way out besides getting surgery. I was like, damn, bro, I never got a surgery before. I never hurt myself for real. So, but once I accepted that shit, and I realized how good my doctor was and shit, I was like, all right, man, like I'm gonna eventually be okay, and that's all that really matters. There's really no point in like sitting around dwelling on how bad my situation. Break their legs in countries and have no. Matter of fact, when that shit happened to me, because the video went so viral, hella people messaged me like, oh, this happened to me, this happened to me. And you know how many people messaged me and said their doctor botched the surgery and they had to get it done twice? And if you botch it once, you basically can't do it the second time, but not the same. Because in the first place, they have to cut a little bit of the tendon to reattach it to the bone and all this other stuff. So they have to do that again, then it's too short. So your leg will never be the same. Or they have to get like some fucking pig meat or something like that, and then your body might reject that shit. Anyways, my shit was a success the first time. There was people I knew or that messaged me that got the surgery. It was a success, and then they fell like a month, 2 months afterwards and re-ruptured their shit. All kinds of stories, bro. So like I said, man, not to like minimize my own struggles, but like I said, there's way worse stuff than being injured. So you're the most humble man in the world. I don't think so, bro. The sound on the video is horrifying. Yeah, that shit, like I said, it was pretty traumatic, bro. Pretty traumatic. It's hard to do stuff with my legs without thinking about that shit, to be honest. Do you think you're gonna get back starting with running or lifting? I don't know if you're asking about both or if you're asking which order I'm gonna go in, but I definitely will be able to run before I can lift, just because of the angle. You know what I mean? Like to squat, I need to go through like a full, but like you could jog like this, you know. So definitely will. I'm sure the very first thing I'll do that involves my legs would be uh, I just want to get back in front of a heavy bag, bro. I don't even need to move, but once I feel like comfortable enough that I could like rotate without like, cause right now like I can stand and I can walk and shit, but bro, I'm walking like an old man, bro. Like I have to get used to walking again. So once I feel safe, that'll be what I'll do. I'll just go back to boxing. Slowly get in the jump rope and start running. Um, and, you know, I'll be doing my PT and strengthening my legs in the meantime. But you know, I'm just gonna take it day by day. If I can go back to lifting heavy, I will. But if I think I'm gonna end up back in the same situation, or if my mind is not really in it, I don't really need to lift heavy. It's not like it's not something that I'm like, no, I gotta get back to it. Like, I would like to. I like lifting. I like lifting heavy weights, but not at the risk of my long-term health. But I'm a part of this group on Facebook of a bunch of people that have done the same thing, and I've seen a lot of them, the ones that are brave. Man, they're like 2 years post-op, like squatting 500 pounds again and shit. And I'm like, damn, brave. Cause how do you go down knowing what happened last time? Cause it's like for me there was no warning signs. So how am I ever gonna feel confident that it won't happen again? Like for all I know, that's just gonna happen the first time I squat. I don't know. How much do you think the injury would play on your mental? I mean, to be honest, bro, even with that speech that I just gave, I'm not a head case, bro. Like even in the times that I've been like relatively injured in the past, I've never like half-assed movements, uh, like thinking about getting hurt. I'm just like, bro, I got a better chance of getting hurt not doing this shit the correct way. So there's no point in like stressing over it. If it happens, then it just happens. But like I said, I don't know. It's easy to say that. I might freak out, you know, trying to squat and be like, nah, I can't do this shit. I don't know. That's why you take it step by step and you don't like jump back into stuff. You know, start with boxes, do your body weight, gain confidence. Those little steps take away that fear. I'll be wearing these sleeves to the supermarket. I mean, that's not a bad idea. I have seen lots of people say that they like wear like at least compression knee sleeves, like pretty much anytime they're standing up, walking around. Cause I mean, they say it takes like 16 to 24 months, so basically 2 years for your tendon to really remodel and be as strong as it can be. They say you're back to like normal as far as walking and feeling and stuff around 5 to 7 months. So I'm at 3 months right now. So I hope in 2 months I'm walking super normal, back doing stuff with my legs and whatever. But you never know. But yeah, they say it takes about a year to 2 years for the tendon to really remodel. So until then, I feel like there's nothing wrong with, you know, wearing knee sleeves, being as protective as possible. I mean, it's your health, you know what I mean? Bro, do you dye your beard? Yes. Sometimes. Like every 3 or 4 months, I just be like, you know what? I'm about to dye my beard. Sometimes it's the right color that I want. Sometimes it's not. But I really don't care what it looks like. What do you think is worse, breaking bone, ripping tendon, or tearing a muscle like a pec? Your pec has a tendon too. The thing about tendons, bro, is they heal really slowly. So like at least if you break your bone, they can put screws in that shit, and once it's like good to go, it's like all right, like you're good. Same way like a muscle. You tear a muscle. Like I tore my hamstring a couple times when I was a Division 1 sprinter, and like once you're good, essentially you're good. But with a tendon, it's not like that because your tendons, um, they have a load. They have a load capacity. So like right now, my tendons are healed. Right, the surgery is complete after 12 weeks. It's like, all right, your tendon can begin to handle stuff. But it's not like, oh, you did a little tricep tear and your shit's hurting in 2 weeks. Once it feels good, it's like, oh, I can go back to pushing. It's like, nah, bro. Now you ripped your tendon, you're starting from like day zero, as if you're like a baby. That shit can't handle any load. Like if I jumped off my bed onto the ground, I would rip my shit because it's not. I haven't built up to that yet. Whereas, like I said, with like a hamstring or something, once it's healed, you can just sprint again. You don't have to like start off with uh, walking and then like start trying to jog and take it slow. But with a tendon, there's no way you can rush the process. For everyone, it takes X amount of time. Some people are a little bit faster, a little bit slower, but it's still just a slow process. Now, that's not to say that I would want to break a bone, but like I said, if you're gonna come back from something, uh, you probably got a better chance with a broken bone. I wish you could see the grimace on my face from what you just said. Trust me, bro. Anytime I think about it, I'm like, damn, bro. Like, there's no way I can speed this up. Like, it sucks, but it is what it is, man. Like I said, I'm blessed, though. I got a wife, a family. The surgery was paid for. I'm not like in super medical debt or something like that. Like I said, things could have been worse, man. And I'm like 99% sure that I'll make full recovery. I can't say 100% sure because nobody knows what's gonna happen in life, but 99% sure I'll be back to normal one day, and it'll just be a story about the past. Kind of like I always say I never got injured before, but I technically have. When I was 16 years old, I had a stress fracture that I didn't know about when I went to the Junior Olympics and I was running. And it was kind of the same situation, except I had a lot of pain leading up to this injury. So at the Junior Olympics, I had overtrained like crazy. And when I was on the final stretch, it was like, I was like, like I thought I like strained my calf. Handed the baton off. I'm like, damn, what was that, bro? Couldn't walk and stuff. I went to the doctor and he was like, oh yeah, you had a stress fracture and you ran on it and then you basically split it all the way. So if the stress fracture started like this, I split it like this. So like basically uh, my fibula. So you got your, whatever, I don't need to do like a whole anatomy lesson, but the lower part of my leg, I split the bone all the way, almost all the way through, but not all the way through. And so I didn't have to get a surgery or anything. He was like, well, luckily it's bone. So if you just start bearing weight on it and walking and stuff like that with a cast on, it'll mend itself. So I got lucky with that. But yeah, I mean, I came back from that. Had no serious injuries for another fucking 15 years, and then this happened. So two events in 30 years basically of training. That's not too crazy. This one was crazy, but it's just one thing. Start streaming Call of Duty, man. I thought about it, man, but I gotta look into how to even do that, and then I don't want to put pressure on myself to have to stream that shit all the time. Like right now, I just play whenever I want to. I don't want to have to be like, if someone's like, man, how come you didn't stream Call of Duty for the last 3 days or something like that? I don't know. But I just play Call of Duty mobile. Though. I don't even have a system, bro. But I'm raw on Call of Duty mobile. I'm raw, bro. Matter of fact, that reminds me. So there's like, they got the Call of Duty mobile tournaments, bro. And I'm in phase 3. That shit would have just started probably while I was on the stream. Cause I completed the first 2 phases in the little solo tournaments. So I'm not like the nicest in the world because I'm not a 16-year-old kid that plays 12 hours a day. But if you trash, I'm gonna smoke you. If you're good, I'll be competitive. The other thing is like those kids that do that shit, bro. They play so much that they have like an intimate knowledge of the maps, bro. I swear to God, it's crazy sometimes, bro. Like I'll get sniped, I'll respawn and I'll take a step, and the same dude will snipe me. I'm like, how did he know where I was gonna be at, bro? Like, what do you? It's like almost not fair. Or they know like the perfect spot on the map to sit with a sniper. So even if you do respond, like you only got 2 places that you can run out. If you run out on this side, you get sniped. If you run out on the other side, all of their teammates are over there waiting for you. So it's kind of, yeah, like those little kids, bro. They be strategizing, bro.
These are rural people. If they make it happen in the 2 months, that's I'm grateful for that. You gonna have to pick it everything that there was small mistakes that coming out as destructive and there's a respect on that.
I'm upset with this whole build.
Versions just have better map awareness. That must be it, bro. Cause like I said, they be cooking me, bro. I be feeling real good. I be thinking like, man, I'm kind of raw at this shit. And then I'll play somebody like that, and I just be like, oh no, I'm trash, bro. Like,
Essentially, it's the fact that I'm giving up my family, I'm giving up everything in my life.
Everybody give a respect.
No, not everybody gives up family. You're not giving up your
Because
family.
I'm not moving to the US. And it's not about that I'm doing something great or you're doing something. It's a
No, it's the fact that you don't respect what I'm doing. I'm leaving everything behind to be with you, and you can't follow through on this one thing.
I'm not your servant. Who are you finding?
No, you're supposed to be my partner. You're failing at it.
damn, she said he's failing at it. That hurts.
Obviously, you don't understand if someone is doing this.
I love drama, man.
Money and everything at time. You should be grateful.
You gonna be on your barbecue shit this summer?
I was cutting you some slack, but you came here acting like
I don't know, man. I'll be in Texas in a month. A little. What's today? 28th? Yeah, actually, probably a little under a month. Actually, I'm gonna be in Texas pretty soon, man. So, yeah. Come through. It's gonna be weird going back to Texas. I bought a PS4 and Xbox One during the lockdowns. Sold them right after. Yeah, I mean, it's tough if you work a lot and stuff. It's definitely hard to play. I'm just lazy. I just don't want to buy a console, to be honest. You look like the slow cooker type, like you got the whole setup. Actually, I really don't. You know, it's crazy. My grandpa was like that, man. I used to love cooking with him. He used to make crazy steaks, bro. And he made his own hot sauce, too. And his own steak sauce. You don't really need steak sauce for his steaks, but he did make his own special hot sauce. Real down south guy. I used to like doing that with him, but I'm not really a cooker, to be honest, bro. But I heard there's something that dudes usually get into in their 30s. So Might be something I pick up, give me something to do. Just be outside barbecuing. That'd be dope. I rarely play them. They just sat there for months. Yeah, that's why I play mobile, bro. Cause like, for example, I get off of here, I'll lay down. I might just be watching TV. I'll be like, let me run a few games while I'm watching TV. But I don't have to do anything. I don't have to get up. I don't have to connect anything, disconnect anything. I literally just like, yeah, let me run a few. And when I'm finished, I just turn it off. Just literally X out of the app and go to Twitter or whatever. So definitely better.
I'm super nervous. You'd think because there's less guys that we have more control, but the women have power as well. Good luck, Doug. I might get rejected.
What am I watching?
The two women that I'm most interested in would have to be Jennifer and Heidi. Jennifer has an incredible smile.
Famosa introducción.
There's something about Heidi. She's vulnerable, but she's got a little spark to her. I just don't know if the feelings are mutual because during the games exercise, me and Heidi didn't make much eye contact. I think it's also a cultural thing where she just doesn't.
It's a bunch of dudes that speak English and a bunch of girls that don't speak English. And they try to fall in love. Kind of sounds stupid. I'm not watching this.
Hey, Jennifer.
Stream FIFA, bro. I would get cooked by anybody in FIFA. I'm like the most uncultured person when it comes to soccer, bro. I literally don't know the rules. I don't know anything. Like, I literally just know a few players. That's it, bro. I don't know if you got the thumbs for a console though. But hate to hear you rip a tendon in your thumbs. You know what, bro? One time, this might be very specific to track and field athletes. I don't know if everyone played this game, but there was a game called Beijing that my best friend had, and we were both track and field stars. We were on relays together and everything. So before we would go to school, before track meets and shit, I go to his pad. We play Beijing. Well, in the 100 meters and the 200 meters on Beijing, I don't have a controller. Oh well, I got this Xbox controller. You run by doing this right here. This is literally how you would run. Like the faster you can go side to side, the faster you would go. Well, I was trying to break the 100-meter record. This was obviously like this is when Usain Bolt was the guy and shit, and I'm like, I gotta break this record. This spot right here where that stick goes, bro. I had the craziest like blister that turned into like I don't even know, like an open wound, bro. And I was like 16 at the time, and I just thought it was smart to put hand sanitizer on that shit. Bro, the scream that I let out when I dumped the hand sanitizer on there, like my best friend, well, he's not really my best friend anymore, but we're still good friends. Sometimes he just messages me and he's just like, yo, remember? Remember we were playing Beijing and you put that hand sanitizer on your hand? Bro, I screamed like so loud. Somebody probably thought like someone got killed in the house, bro. And I was like, ah. For some reason, I didn't think it was gonna burn like that. I just thought I was gonna clean it. Like that shit was crazy, bro. I got FIFA and sucked at it. That's not surprising. A streamer I know ripped a tendon in his thumbs, like by playing the game, or did he do something else? There's no way you can rip your tendons playing a game, bro. That's way worse than ripping your tendons lifting weights, dog. I would lie and say I was lifting weights. I'd be like, oh yeah, I was like curling 500 pounds and my thumbs ripped, bro. Imagine being like, yeah, I tried to intercept this dude, and when I intercepted the pass, I ripped my tendon. Yes, playing the game, but how, bro? Like, what? What did he? I'm trying to figure out like what movement he did. Nah, bro, that's crazy. He need to hit the weights, dog. That's not even enough to rip a tendon. That shit must have just been hanging on by a thread. Oh, okay, yeah. Yeah, the tendons were frayed and then boom, it just snapped. Damn. That's how it is, man. Like, unfortunately, I wouldn't wish that shit on anybody, bro. But like a lot of people were like laughing in my they wouldn't do it in my messages because people are not like brave like that. They would just leave comments like ha 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 ha, or like, well, maybe that's why you shouldn't lift weights and whatever, comments like that. And I didn't really respond to anyone like that, but I'm just like, bro, you don't know that it's gonna happen. Like they think because they're lifting 40 pounds that it's not gonna happen to them. If your shit's hanging on for dear life, you don't have to be lifting weights. You could be doing anything and your shit will snap, bro. Most of the people in that group that I'm a part of did not rip their shit lifting weights. They did it going down the steps. They're like, yeah, I was carrying my kid down the stairs and both my legs just like sounded like they snapped. And some people say it happens to them while they're hiking. Other people say just random stuff like you slip because it's icy outside and you try to plant your foot and it just rips apart. It's random, bro. There's nothing you can really do about it if it's gonna happen to you. How do you uncalcify a tendon? They can clean them if you need it. But yeah, essentially they I don't even know how they do it really, but it's calcium deposits, so they can take them out. I think they use like some kind of waves. They don't have to do anything crazy. You just have to catch it. But most people are not getting regular images of their shoulders and knees to make sure that there's no calcification because you don't even know that's a thing. I didn't even know that was a thing until it happened to me. They're just like, oh yeah, your fucking tendons are so calcified, and I'm like, what? Like, how did I not know? But for some people, there's no pain. For other people, they can feel the pain, like when they're doing whatever, which is what would lead them to get an image. But for other people, like me, you never feel anything. They open up. Nah. They don't have to open anything. They're using some kind of, I don't even know, maybe ultrasound waves or something like that. It's just like kind of the same shit that they sometimes do for people with kidney stones because it's essentially the same thing. They might have to open you up, but they shouldn't. They can do it like as a process, like treatments over time. I don't think they need to take the calcification out in one day. Did you ever have knee pain before that? Nah, I mean, I don't want to say no because I did have like bouts of knee pain, but like over a decade, not like that day I was 100% pain free. Like I felt as good as I've ever felt. If you've seen the video, I don't even have knee sleeves on. I almost always wear knee sleeves unless I'm handling like super light weights and stuff like that. But it was so hot that day, and I felt so good that I never even put them on because, like I said, my knees felt great. So that I had no warnings leading up to it. There's even been times in the past where I'm surprised that it didn't happen because my knees didn't. Like I've competed on knees that just felt like garbage, bro. And like I've missed like super heavy cleans, like 380 pounds and shit. Like I'm not the last competition I competed in, but the last one where I went for like a PR, like bro, like when I cleaned it, it was like boom, like it was like 385 pounds, and that shit hit me so hard, like I could feel my knees, like my my ass hit my calf so hard, bro, from how hard the weight sunk me in, and I had knee pain going into that competition. So I'm like, how the fuck I survived something like that, and then I'm doing like warm up weights 2 years into the future, and my shit just tears apart on a day where I feel good. Cause life is crazy like that. Like a massage gun, but with ultrasound, I don't know that it's like a massage gun. I really don't think it's something that you can even tell is happening. Like, for instance, my physical therapist, she does like I think that shit's called ultrasound. She does ultrasound massage with a gun to like break up scar tissue, and I don't feel anything. It literally feels like this. It feels like she's rubbing something over the spot, but it's nothing that I can be like, oh, I feel it breaking up the scar tissue. Probably all those bigger lifts added to the calcium buildup. Well, yeah, it could be. We'll never really know. Um, because, like I said, I know lots of people in that group that don't lift weights at all, and they had the same thing go on. Um, but there's a bunch of things that can lead to you having that 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 calcification. One could be wear and tear. So it could be all of the lifting, all of the sprints that I did in college, jumping, everything. Not even just doing it, but just basically it will be working through pain. So like I said before, your tendons are like I don't know, kind of like not bubble gum exactly, but something like that. Like they can stretch and absorb a lot. But you know, just like a rope or a piece of bubble gum, if you keep taking little parts of from the middle and you never let it kind of gel back together, eventually that shit will be like nothing. And then once the last piece goes, that shit's disconnected. But the other thing too, they say some people are just genetically disposed to calcification. They say alcohol can do it. All kinds of stuff, bro. That's what I'm saying. There's so much stuff that medications you take, all kinds of stuff, bro. Everyone in the group's always trying to figure it out. They're always asking, like, did you have pain? Do you drink a lot? Did you ever take this medication? They're always trying to find like some common denominator, but like I said, it could be so many things you'll never find out. But yeah, like I said, man, it's crazy. Like that injury essentially didn't exist to me before it happened to me, and now I see it happen to so many people, and I'm like, damn, bro. It just sucks when you go through it, bro. You essentially can't do anything for months, bro. And I just be thinking about people that have like kids and shit, and they have to provide for their families, bro. It's terrible, man. My knees be popping sometimes, so now I'm just gonna avoid all bending. You need, you need to go. You need to go get images, bro, for you end up like me. But yeah, man. Life is life, man. It happens like that sometimes. Sometimes. I was gonna say something. What was I gonna say? She said. I learned the word conspicuous yesterday. What was the full sentence that you heard it in? And do you know what inconspicuous means? Sorry, I keep bringing up your knees. I don't care, bro. Like I said, I'm not it was never that serious to me. It was pretty sad the first day. It was sad like pre-surgery. But after once I got the surgery and I was like, okay, I'm on my way to one day being recovered. It doesn't bother me, dog. James Bourne. A non-fluent English speaker learning the word conspicuous would be a hilarious skit. Giselle is a well, no, she's not non-fluent. She's fluent, but she is an English learner. It's her second or third language. The conspicuous red head of the bird. That's an interesting sentence. Very interesting. What were you reading? Give me 15 seconds. You were reading some National Geographic shit. You know what's weird about that? I don't know how to explain this, but almost nobody says conspicuous. People almost always say inconspicuous, but you never really hear people say conspicuous. That's a conspicuous ass sentence. Yeah. People, I'm not gonna say it's a common word, inconspicuous, but I think a lot of people use inconspicuous, if especially if you're like talking about military terminology or just whatever, trying to blend in. But people don't actually say conspicuous itself a lot. You know, I read boring stuff. But what were you reading though? I actually want to know. Jesus Christ, is Jason Bourne. Is this the first one? Oh, I'm about to watch Jason Bourne. Types of birds. Oh yeah, that's boring as it gets. That's some real nerd shit right there. But I feel you. Damn, you learning all kinds of words, you so. Those are words that, well, not conspicuous. Conspicuous is cool, but that word, I guarantee you, like 99 out of 100 Americans do not know that word. Have y'all ever seen Jason Bourne? I've actually never watched this full movie.
Good morning. Has everything been explained to you?
I only know the line, Jesus Christ, is Jason Bourne, because there's the song called Jason
Finish
Bourne.
with you, it will no longer be David Webb.
I'll be whoever you need me to be, sir.
You knew exactly what it meant for you if you chose to stay. You cannot run what you did, Jason. You made yourself into who you are. Eventually, you're gonna have to face the fact. You volunteered.
So you're getting too smart for the chat. You know what? Every time you learn a word like that, you need to also learn a more simple synonym to that. If you talk to the most simple person in America, you can be like, oh, well, this word is like this. I noticed that non-native speakers learn the most unused words in the English language first for some reason. I think it has to do with the books that they consider educational, usually being super specific. Yeah, 100%. Actually, I've told Giselle that I've told her before that a lot of the words that I hear students and just whatever people that don't speak the language from birth, they pick words that we would absolutely never say, and in a lot of cases don't even know the meaning of. Like, you would confuse me by saying some of that stuff. I would be like, what are we talking about right now, bro? But yeah, like you said, it has to do with the material that they're reading from, and also whenever you learn a language, you tend to pick words that are close to the words that you use in your original language, right? And so a lot of Spanish is very close to super outdated English words, right? So a lot of Spanish speakers are like, oh, this word is just like the word I already used, but we would never use those words though. It's true, but in my case, I usually use them because I do write books. That's true, but we're talking about uh, unused words in the sense that everyday people don't say them. They're kind of archaic in a sense. I don't usually I don't usually use English to chit chat. Well, yeah, I mean that makes sense. But yeah, like, what was I gonna say? Oh, but a lot of words, like masticar. There's masticate in English, but we would never say masticate. We just say chew. Orinar. You can say urinate. Urinate's okay. Like what words that we no longer use? Rolando, what are you asking? Is that a response to what I just said or to what he said? My cousin teaches ESL, and those kids speak straight Bronx Ebonics. That's funny. But yeah, it always depends on the setting. Cause like you said, you know, if it's an academic setting, then it's useful. If you're talking to people on the street, not very useful. Maze, yeah. That is still, it depends on where you live. People still use that. That's the thing too. The South talks different than the North. So a lot of stuff that we say in the South is sometimes considered outdated. My grandparents still say over yonder and stuff like there, hither, thither, but nobody says that shit.
Advice issued to a stay-behind team in Nova Scotia, Russia in 1993, marked on our inventory as destroyed. It's knocking on our front door.
Rolando, masticate. Like I said, masticate is an example. It's a word, but the everyday American is never gonna say masticate. Almost never. The thing is, spoken English is another world. Yeah, any language spoken is always very different than an academic setting, which is why people learn in an academic setting and then they're like, I can't understand anybody when I talk to people in the streets and blah blah blah. So
Hi.
knows
I don't want to do my homework.
do your homework, bro.
No, look at my eyelashes, guys. I got them lifted. Don't they look like they're fake? These are real and natural. I'll give you a different view. Can you see? See? Beautiful. Okay, bye.
That is why academic language test, taking the spoken test is optional. Yeah. You gotta book it. If I would have told her that, she would have cussed you out. Is the English yonder related? I don't know. I don't know where yonder comes from. That's the best part about being a native speaker. I don't have to think about where that shit comes from. I just know it. I just say over yonder. I've never thought about where it came from until maybe right now. But they don't sound related though. Now, hold on, give me 30 seconds. Let me look up the etymology. From Dutch. Oh, fuck, I forgot just that fast. It came from Dutch or German or some kind of combination, gender or yender. And then it became yonder in Middle English. So. Chicka chicka chicky. Wow, you really checked. The difference between toward and towards. What's the difference? Oh. See, in spoken English, there's really no difference, but there is a difference. Because you can say walk towards me, but you can't say walk toward me. Yeah, you can say I'm working, or toward a. Oh, how do you use toward without an S? I gotta think on that one. I don't even know off the top of my head. I know when it's wrong, but I don't know why. It's like one time I had to explain to my Spanish speaking client the difference between how much and how many, and I really had no good way to tell them. Eventually, I thought of something, but then they would be like, "Oh, so I could say it here," and I'd be like, nah, that's an exception." So probably does because African and Latin slaves probably had to learn to communicate. I could see someone saying Allende and a non-Spanish speaker saying Yande, but I'm not a historian or anything. Yeah, I mean, when I looked up the etymology, it says it came from Dutch/German. Yender, I don't know. It starts with a G, but I don't know the pronunciation in that language. But they went from yender to yonder, and Middle English, Old English, or yonder. Get on back there, man. Goddamn on thing. Language is fascinating. It really is, man. It's really fascinating because you can never finish learning it, bro. You can never finish learning your native language. There's always new stuff, bro. You always learn new words, new concepts. I love seeing the connections between languages, seeing how they were affected by culture and things that happened that made them change words. And also, I love when people realize that something they're saying is a loan word. And they think it's they think it came from their language, but it's really just a straight up loan word. That shit is hilarious. No. You're probably gonna learn another language while you're recovering. I'm not. I'm not, bro. I'm not gonna say I'm a perfectionist, but I really just don't like being like crazy mediocre at something, bro. Like I don't want to like know 5 languages, but I can only have like the most basic conversation in all of them. I would rather like know 2, but I could be like, oh yeah, like I could give a science lecture in both of these, or pick up a 3rd one, but also get to a decently high level in it. But that's not in my near future plans. You have to take advantage to get a handicap parking sticker. Hey, bro, trust me, I'm already working on it. I'm talking to the VA like, hey, yo, the military's the reason my knees fucking exploded and left me stranded in South America. So I'm gonna need some disability pay.
Yes, sir. Thank you very much, sir.
Kid from my high school spoke like 6 languages and ended up working for the FBI or something. That could be dope. Misnomer. Young Kobe is a misnomer. Because he's not actually Kobe. Toward is the preferred spelling in the United States and Canada, while towards is the more common spelling in the other English-speaking countries. Something seems wrong about that, because I would use towards way more than I would use toward. Am I really from the United States? I would never say. Well, let me think. Let me be as natural as possible. Walk toward me. Walk towards me. Nah, I would say towards. We're building towards a better future. We're building toward it. Nah, I would say it with an S. So that's weird. Grammarly keep telling me there's a mistake. Which one is it telling you is a mistake? Gotta stretch my back. If you invited your friends on stream that has second language spelling bees, that might go viral. Second language spelling bees. That could be good. That could be interesting. I'm gonna have to I'm gonna have to get someone I know I could beat for sure. I ain't trying to lose on the stream, bro. I corrected, then it shows it back as a mistake. But which spelling is it saying is a mistake? That's what I'm asking you. With the S or without the S? If I use Tor, it just says there's a mistake. I told you, because Tor's with an S is better. Lafayette says that would be fun. All right, you the first challenger, bro. Next time we doing a spelling bee. The spelling bee is over either when you make a mistake or if I make 10 mistakes. That's only fair. Then if I use the other, the same. Maybe it has to do with how you're saying it in the sentence and not the actual word. Get an old army buddy on here and have him come spell me. But is it, oh, you want people that don't speak the other language? Oh, so we're doing a spelling bee when we don't know the language because we'll have to guess the spelling like real harder. Like it'll be more difficult because we don't know. I thought we were doing bilingual people spelling in a second language. That would have to be a Zoom call. It doesn't have to be Zoom. You can do shared live streams. Me and Mike did a shared live stream maybe like a year ago. But yeah, sometimes there's another thing called StreamYard. I could spell that. You versus Mike Ben. I'll get Mike. That'll be a good one. I don't know. He might be able to. I have to see about that. That'll be a good challenge. What language? I mean, I don't know. He's the one that came up with the idea, so we gotta see what he thinks would be interesting. I originally thought he was talking about two people that learn Spanish as a second language. Spelling in Spanish. But it could be more interesting if the language is a language that you don't speak. Read it? I did read it. Parangariku tirimikwaro. So like a native Spanish speaker and a native English speaker, and the words are all from the Netherlands. Have to know the roots of the language and stuff like that. See, somebody like Giselle, I wouldn't pick her. I would pick somebody else that doesn't know the roots of the language, and they're not like a language teacher. Because if you know a root language, you can get away with a lot. Like a lot of medical terms, I'll know them even if I don't know what it is because I know the Latin roots. So I'll be like, oh, this must be something to do with swelling in this body part probably. Who's winning, Mike T or Jake P? Oh, Mike Tyson or Jake Paul? Probably Jake Paul, bro. Mike Tyson's 60 fucking years old. But I just hope that they don't fight. take the shots. Me too.
What's wrong?
I hacked the agency for Christian to sell. I got all the Black Ops files for putting them online.
We need to move.
Stop. 2 seconds more. Long hair. Enhance.
Find it.
Yeah, I hate in movies when they're like scanning images and they're like, stop, zoom in,
Choice, Jason.
enhance. Like, bro, it's not that easy.
Iron Hand, it's even worse than before.
What's that got to do with me?
Because it matters. It matters.
Not to me, it doesn't.
I have a bottle of rum at home.
Staying alive. You get off
You know who was supposed to come here today and drink with me? Will. And he didn't.
Look at what you're doing.
So I'm gonna call him a bad friend. But next week he's graduating and he has a party, so suppose I'll be there.
He was an analyst. He wasn't in operations. Wasn't near any of that stuff.
I'm telling you what I saw. It looked like he was involved directly. And there's more. Not about you.
What do you mean?
Before you joined the program, they were watching you.
Watching me?
You've tortured yourself for a long time now, Jason. You torture yourself for what you've done. But you don't know the truth about what they did to you. You need to read those files.
Move. They tracked you.
Oh no, they tracked her. She's gonna die.
One female, one male. Confirm male.
That'd be fun to watch. He got a girlfriend? Nah, Will doesn't have a girlfriend. I don't have a drink of choice, bro. I'm not really a drinker. I just be doing it, but I'm not like oh, I gotta drink this. Or, it should just all taste like alcohol to me, bro. Spelling Bees gotta get sponsored by a tequila brand.
That's it.
I like tequila or white wine. I like white wine too. Red wine, that should be like weird. I don't know. And I never feel good when I wake up. Not like hungover, but it just don't feel good. Patron logo is a B. I don't even know what the logo looks like. No, Jason Bourne, don't get caught. Are humans animals? I mean, I think so.
Lost him, so he's taking him out.
By classification, we are. Why don't you personally think so? Is the movie good? Yeah, it is actually. Kinda. I'm just trying to make sure I don't get too lost. You're not eating tonight? You eat on every stream? I don't eat on every stream. It just depends. I already ate a Snickers though, bro. You came late to the party. Matter of fact, I don't even know how much longer I'm gonna be on here. Originally, I said I was gonna get off at 10:30, but people kind of came late. I like Blue Nun. I don't even know what that is. ¿Qué pasó? The life of me, ¿qué está pasando? How's your lessons been going, bro? The word animal comes from some shit that I'm not about to pronounce, which means wind, air, breath. I do breathe. There is air. So I guess I'm an animal. I never met an animal that can write a poem or speak a new language or make a sandwich. Uh, I've met gorillas that learn sign language. Damn. I met a bonobo ape that could whip a golf cart, bro. Therefore, any living being that breathes can be called an animal. That's why mammals are under Animalia. Learn that qual is used way more than I thought. Yeah, that's pretty tough for English speakers to get a grasp of because we say what for everything. What's your name? What one do you want? Like, even though you should say which one do you want, well, in English we just say what. So, what color? What everything? Oh, shoot, K like a motherfucker. Yeah, I mean, Americans generally follow no grammar rules at all. Sometimes the English to Spanish transition doesn't directly work. I'm guessing you meant translation there. So that's usually where my hang up is. That's why you can't learn it as a translation, bro. But that's what messes people up because they're like, they'll tell you, like, oh, quad is like which, K is like what. So in your head, you think if I say what in English, I should say K in Spanish, but it's not true. Because, like I said, we use what in the wrong situations. Technically, it's not wrong because we all talk like that. But if you think about how the words work, technically it's wrong. If you got two options, you should be saying which, not what. Or if you have a finite number of options, I should say. Was watching playoff basketball. I didn't get live notification. I think I might have to unsubscribe and resub. To be honest, I didn't put like a pre thing for the stream. I just got on, so maybe that's why you didn't get a notification. I don't know. And that's why we got movies about apes running. Yeah, yeah. You know what? That reminds me. I gotta watch the third one, Dawn of the. Wait, no. I watched Rise, Dawn. Oh, I gotta watch War of the Planet of the Apes because the fourth one's about to come out in May. I gotta catch back up. Yeah, I've realized how poor my grammar is. That's the beauty of learning a second language, bro. You actually learn a lot more about your first language. That's like saying dogs aren't animals because they don't fly like birds. Great point, Rolando. Great point. Hola, crack, ¿cómo estás? ¿Cómo estás, bro? ¿Todo bien? Students suffer the same with which and what. Yeah, it's tough. It's tough. It's tough learning another language. Todo bien. Do you like Latinas? I'm married to a Latina. Che, muy argentino. Pero he estado bien, bro. No puedo caminar bien en este momento, entonces estoy aquí sentándome como siempre. Had to drop off the Will reference. It's hard to learn another language. It is. It is, man. That's why you gotta be nice to yourself. You gotta be kind. How did I meet my wife? In Washington. I'm not gonna tell you the real story, but we met on a dating app actually. Ooh, the book Sapiens. That's a good book. I just don't see that many similarities between humans and animals. I don't see any animals fighting their urge to reproduce. I don't see animals forming markets to provide value to other animals. Uh, the latter portion of that is debatable. Uh, Animals do trade, especially apes. Um, I don't know that fighting the urge to reproduce is a good thing. So I don't know that that means anything. But like Rolando said, I don't think because we do things differently means that we're not similar. There's no way you could look at an ape and just be like, that shit's nothing like me. Them shits, they're pretty close, bro. They're pretty close. They have wars. They got hierarchies. And to be honest, you're right. We are very different. But a lot of the things that you just mentioned, that could be a product of time. It could be that apes catch up and do the same thing eventually. Because, like I said, they've shown some similar stuff. They could be having their bronze age right now. They use tools and shit, bro. That's not something that like a chipmunk does. ¿Por qué no puedes caminar bien? ¿Te lesionaste? Sí, bro, me lesioné hace 3 meses. Se me fueron volando los tendones, bro. It clarifies a bunch of stuff on human evolution. Yeah, I like that book. Tell the real story. It's a dope topic. I mean, it's not really actually an interesting story. We met on Tinder, bro. But you guys say apes, and apes were taught those things by humans. No. Like bonobo apes, just the stuff that they do in the forest, they didn't get taught that by us. They pick up those rocks and sharpen them by themselves. It's not like a human's going out there and being like, hey, you can bust this chestnut better if you use this rock. That's something that they figured out. Dolphins, you ever seen dolphins, how they make that ring of water to make fish jump out of the ring of water so that they can just catch them? We didn't teach them that. Dolphins they have different languages. Animals are smarter than people want to give them credit for. They're not like us, like you said. We're definitely different. Posable thumbs and all of that shit, bigger brains. But I don't think we're that different. Fue grave por los 3 meses de aparecer. Zero. Does no one believe in God in this chat or believe in, I'm guessing that's supposed to say evolution. Espero que te mejores. Muchas gracias, Facundo. No, voy a estar bien, bro. No te preocupes. Es que ahora puedo caminar, pero no puedo cambiar. Bien. Estoy aprendiendo de nuevo. I'm not religious. Can't really say that I'm religious. I grew up religious, but right now, not so much. Oof, they sniped her, bro. Worst thing about getting shot in the head is you won't even know you got shot. You just be dead. We're not gonna make the chat a religious or political thing. I don't think talking about the animal shit makes it religious or not religious. I don't think we have to go in that direction to discuss similarities. I mean, unless that's your basis of saying that. If you're just saying like, I believe that we're special because of God. I mean, then the conversation would kind of just end right there. Can't really argue against that. If that's what you believe, then I get it. But even if not, like I said, we are very different. So it's kind of tough to say like, oh, we're just like them because we're not, bro. But like I said, I don't know how special we are. I don't know. Especially like I don't know like you guys' backgrounds and stuff like that. But I was a psychology major. I read a lot of psychology, sociology stuff, and the more you know about the brain, the more you realize how not in control you actually are of your behaviors, your temperament, just a lot of stuff, bro. You know, I don't know if you guys ever like, the classic Phineas Gage story that every first year psychology student reads, where this guy was a very disciplined, nice guy. He was a road worker, and then he got a what is it called? Like a spike. It went through his eye, through his brain, and because that shit touched his brain, it changed his whole personality. He became a very lazy and snappy person after that. And so when you think about stuff like that, it's like if something touching your brain can alter your whole personality and everything, how much are you really in control? How much do you, of course, you think you control things. A dog probably thinks it controls things. A dog doesn't know that you manipulate it by doing this, that, and the other. So I think we're a lot more in control and smarter than we really are. But I just think humans are more unique and unlike any creature on Earth. That's very true, especially when you talk about our brains, for sure. Our brains are so big that our teeth are messed up. It changed the whole shape of our mouths and shit. If you ever look at like old skeletons, they always have like real straight teeth. But because of the shape of our face and head now, because our brains grew, it actually it fucks up your jaw. You never see like lions and shit don't need braces, bro, because like the way nature originally had everyone's skulls, it was basically how it was supposed to be. But now everyone has fucked up teeth because of the way their heads are shaped. I do read about all types of God and history across cultures. It's fun. Even though I'm not religious, I think God for society is important. I think there's a lot of crazy people that would be a lot crazier if they weren't religious. So if that's what keeps people in order, that's good. If you read about all of history, even now, like the way people talk, they literally say stuff like, well, if you don't believe in God, what stops you from killing people and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, bro, I just don't want to kill people. So, I mean, when people say stuff like that, I'm like, bro, in your head, you think the thing that holds you back from killing people is God. So if that's, you need to keep believing in God for sure, bro. Like, even in the past, people be like, oh, don't do this because you'll upset the wind God. Not because they didn't want to kill people, but they're like, damn, every time we kill little girls, we get storms. So those beliefs would basically keep society in check somewhat. Keep on doing that shit. A godless society would be hell. Yes, for sure. That's literally what hell is, supposedly not having a relationship with God. Just want to say hello real quick. What up? Since you're on the topic of psychology, I've been showing early signs of Parkinson's. Damn, bro, sorry to hear that. I don't know what situation you guys are in, but remember, it could be worse. It definitely can be worse. How old are you? And like, what was the event that made you go to the doctor and think like, damn, like something could be wrong with me? Coconut oil. What is coconut oil gonna do for Parkinson's? I actually heard boxing was really good for Parkinson's. Don't ask me why. Not like getting punched in the face, but like boxing training. I can't remember why, but they said that shit was good for some reason. On the other side, there are a lot of crazy people because of religious. Yeah, that's true too. That's true. But I think it might be worse the other way. It just might be worse the other way. Definitely a lot of crazy religious people, but like I said, their their belief in God or at least being scared of going to hell keeps them from doing some pretty crazy stuff. So I take the small percentage of fanatics that do crazy stuff over a big percentage of people maybe just turning the world into the purge. Like imagine if like there's no way this could happen, but imagine if there was some definitive proof tomorrow that God didn't exist. Like what do you think people would do, bro? This bitch would turn into the purge, bro. If people had no fear of what would happen when they died, they'll kill. They'll kill, still do whatever they want. Not everyone, of course, but lots of people. Lots of people. When I read the Bible, it's all messed up. I love how we were like, let's not talk about religion. And then we talked about religion even more. I don't really care. Y'all can talk about whatever y'all want. As long as we're not fighting over it. I do believe topics like this are too complex to discuss in a chat, though. Like, it's easy for me to respond to y'all, but for y'all to talk to each other, I feel like a lot of ideas are gonna get misconstrued and the time in between replies and stuff, like, they about to jump you, G-Cell. We need to be afraid of negative consequences for our actions, either eternal punishment in a hypothetical afterlife or prison in real life. Motherfuckers don't even care about prison, to be honest, bro. There's people that, like, want to go to prison. What the fuck is Lilibeth? I never read the Bible before. The fear of prison in real life is enough. Fear for me. Yeah, me too. But like I said, some people just don't care, bro. There was a there was a YouTuber and he also made TikToks. I actually posted this shit on Twitter yesterday. Cause I had just happened to stumble across it again. This dude was like tatted up Mexican from Cali. What was his YouTube name? Savage Studios, I think. And he would just be like, people would talk shit on his YouTube, his TikTok. He'd be like, come catch the fade, come run the fade. Like, I'm right here at blah, blah, blah. And there was some dude he was constantly going back and forth with. And he was like, bro, this is where I'm at. Come by the end of the day or, like, stop talking about this shit. Dude drove 2 hours, went there, whacked him, bro. Broad daylight. He didn't care. He clearly didn't care about going to jail. He got arrested right afterwards. I'm like, what point are you at in your life where you're like, you know what? I'm about to go end this YouTube beef. I'm about to go kill this dude. That's crazy. But there's some people that just I don't know where they be at in life, but they're like, you know what? I got nothing to lose. Who cares? I love talking about the Bible because I like to look into the historical context of what was happening at the time. I believe in a superior God that everyone might be given a different name. It's a lot easier to get away with crime than people think. That's true. Sometimes. Depends on if you're smart or not. Depends on where you do it at. I like stoicism. Stoicism, yeah, that's cool. Giselle, you just reminded me of something because of the way you type stoicism. I realized sometime like maybe a year or two ago, why us like Spanish speakers put E's before S's in English. Like even they said, oh, you speak Spanish, and I was like, oh, that makes sense because like in in Spanish, there's almost never like a SP or a ST with no E before it. There's always like an E before it. So Español, España, Estasismo, whatever. Tempo, when you stop believing, that's a tough question to answer, bro. Cause I don't know if I ever did. It's like it's like the curse of intelligence, bro. When I was a kid, that shit never made sense to me. I'll ask my dad hella questions, and he always had good answers, to be honest. But my dad encouraged me to be inquisitive. He was like, don't ever just believe stuff because someone tells you. Even me, you need to look it up. And so I always look stuff up. I'm always like, this shit don't make no sense, bro. And it probably makes more sense as I get older than it did back then because I'm like, hold on. I'm like, Dad, if he already knows everything that's gonna happen and it's his plan, how is it my free will? And he's just like, well, you still get the choice to do it or not. He just already knows. And I'm like, so it's not his plan then? And he's like, no, it is his plan. And I'm like, nah, dog. I'm like, this not adding up to me, bro. It never made sense. None of it ever made sense to me. I went with it because my whole family did. But like literally, I'm telling you, from the time I had consciousness and I could understand what a religion was, I was always like, wait a second, why do we do this though? Why is this? Why is this? Like, how do we know this? Too many questions, bro. I didn't get the message. I didn't understand. What message? Remember that a religious person thinks that they can evade hell for their actions by simply believing in God. Baptists believe that a person is saved by faith alone, and that's a Christian. Oh, and that a Christian can't lose his salvation. That's interesting. So no matter what you do, you can believe and go to heaven? That's crazy. Giselle, I didn't ask you a question. I just told you that the way you type stoicism reminded me of when I realized why Spanish speakers always put E's before S's when they say stuff in English. Because I used to always wonder that shit. Jason Bourne. I don't think there's a hell. Even if there was a hell, which there could be, the thing is, whatever people think it is, it can't be because it will be beyond human comprehension. There's already fire on Earth. It can't just be fire and brimstone. It has to be more than that. Motherfuckers be lighting themselves on fire. That's not enough to really torture someone for eternity. It has to be something that we can't comprehend. Just like even like I said, I never read the Bible, but I did grow up in a Muslim household, and things are pretty similar. All of the stories, I used to ask my dad that too. I'm like, why God need to take a rest? He's all powerful. And my dad was like, well, even the all powerful has. I'm like, Then he's not all powerful. If you got to rest, you ain't all powerful, dog. That doesn't make sense. So, but anyways, I got distracted. Whenever people talk about the earth or whatever being made in 7 days and stuff, I'm like, bro, I seriously doubt it was 7 24-hour days. It's probably an age or day that we can't comprehend because we're human beings. Or that would be the idea of it anyways. Correct. They call it once saved, always saved. They believe that you can die unrepentant of a major sin like murder or rape and still go to heaven. Nah, that's a little crazy, man. That's a little crazy. But I mean, it kind of makes sense. It would be kind of hard to believe in an all merciful God that wouldn't forgive you for being a human being. Like you are a human being. The once saved, always saved teaching is condemned by the Catholic Church. Interesting. Damn, he beating his ass with a dumbbell. Anybody here actually read all 4 Gospels of the New Testament? I definitely haven't. All Calvinists believe in once saved, always saved. I think the Bible has changed over years by man. Well, yes, it has been changed. That's what I was telling Rolando the last time. That's the only good thing about the Quran, you're not allowed to change it. So,
One, my name's Emily. I'm not in charge here. I wasn't here when you were missing. I can see it coming through the old Treadstone files.
We're tracing your history. I know you're looking for something.
Let me help you find it.
Give me that phone.
Yes, sir.
Jason, this is Robert Dewey. Do you remember me?
Jason, your dad was a patriot.
Did you see the threats America was facing like you? He chose to serve his country.
I'm a balanced sense of duty.
shit's getting good.
You have to stop this.
I tried reading the Quran translated version, it didn't hit the same. Yeah, it won't. That's exactly why you're not allowed to change the original Arabic. Once you start changing stuff, you change from one language, you change to another language, you change to another language, you'll lose the entire meaning. Two years, damn. I worked in a Christian church for 5 years as a translator. I would like to be a translator. That shit sounds like hard work though. I need to like start small. I need to like, I don't even know. But whenever I watch the fights on the weekends, you know, all the Spanish speaking boxers and UFC fighters, they always have a translator. So I always try to translate before the translator translates to see how good I did compared to them. Sometimes the translators be trash. Because sometimes it's someone that just speaks the same language as the fighter and they barely speak English. So I'm like, oh man, this dude's horrible.
Lost, sir.
5 years as a translator. That's crazy. Did you do any training to do that, or did you just do it because you were bilingual?
Based off Treadstone surveillance on the late night is reported to Is he still active? He's private security. Contact the asset and tell him the line on the ground and monitor in 6 hours.
I think that could be a mistake, sir.
Understood.
There's an argument for catching instead of killing.
Alright, let's hear it.
Warren's been off the grid for a long time. He's been hiding the mission. He knows things that would help us. Bringing him back in. This is murder. I'll defer for the sign of operation. He concluded that Warren was still a patient and was leaving the program could come back to the team.
What are you suggesting?
I watched him with those files.
You had to read the Bible.
Desperately looking into his past. I think he's having takeover. If I could get face to face with him,
But I'm sure you had to
I
like
think I could bring him back in.
know it inside and out, right? More or less, so that you could translate well.
You do what you have to.
Because religious scriptures and like stuff with old language, um, it's just different.
Alright, do it. Bring Warren in or tie it off. This ends now.
Like I remember a lot of words that I learned as a kid from religious texts. I should be like, nobody says this in real life. Like backbiting and scandal mongers. I'm like, bro, who says that? I appreciate how open-minded everyone is in the chat. We all have our own views, but no one's above the other. I think the more we try to understand one another, the better, for sure. And anyway, I'll be kicking people out that are not open-minded. I'll definitely block people if they get crazy in the chat. Do I dye my beard red? Or is my dad a leprechaun? Ooh, that's a tough question. Why not both? Why can't my dad be a leprechaun and I dye my beard?
Should still be buggy to supposed to watch. Well, I don't think it's buggy. I think we changed something that's gonna change the parameters. We're gonna have to go.
Know who is who?
Change it back, man.
All these names. Oh yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense. Damn, Giselle, you got me wanting to be a translator now. That was also one of the things that made me want to learn another language too, because I watched boxing so much, and back in the day, I used to just be like, I feel like that's not what he said. I feel like that's not what he said. And now I know. Sometimes that's not what they say. Sometimes the translators don't want to cuss, or they don't want to offend people. So, like the boxer will literally be like, fuck him, and fuck everybody that likes him. And the translator will be like, he said he's ready to take on everybody. I'm like, that's not the same thing, bro. I'm kidding, I have a blonde beard. Yours looks dope. Thanks. Appreciate it. This is not the best, it's not the best job I've done, to be honest. When it's a deeper shade of red instead of like so orangey, it looks better. But I don't really care that much. Oh. I love it. I read through the whole Bible in a month before. I've heard of people reading through it in a week. I mean, here's the thing too. There's reading through something and there's really getting a deep understanding of it. I also tell people that not even with just like religious scriptures, but like with anything. Like, can I read a 500-page book in however many days? Yes. Will I remember most of the stuff I read? Maybe not. Like, you usually remember stuff when it's like you've read it so many times that you know it in and out. So I always tell people they can get a bigger vocabulary and actually understand, like, be able to just speak better if they keep reading the same stuff over and over again instead of like reading 1,000 different books. You ready to come back to the States where haircuts are $50 to $100? I mean, on the West Coast, not in the South, I ain't paying $50 for my haircut, bro. If that's the case, I'll start cutting my own shit like Mike Ben, bro. Now that I've come here and I've been paying $3 for a haircut, bro, I can't go back to paying 50. Can't do it. Can't do it. My favorite book in the Bible is the Book of Job. Job. Yeah, that's a good one. I mean, I don't know the Bible one, but I know the Quran one. It's the same thing, so I'm sure. That was another one that I had a lot of questions about as a kid. I'm like, Dad, this don't make sense, bro. I'm like, so you telling me like there's gambling on this man or what, bro? Like, why? Like, what's happening here, bro? Like, why is God playing with this man's life like that, bro? Rolando, I don't even know how to say that word, bro. I know what it means, actually, because it's very close to a Spanish word, but I literally have never said that in English before. So I'm not going to. I've also bought several Orthodox Jewish commentaries. I don't know what any of that is either. Rolando, I followed a program to read the Bible in a year. I just took the lesson and doubled the time. Yeah, I'm good on that. Damn, y'all don't got jobs, bro? Y'all don't gotta go to work in the morning. It's Sunday night. The Book of Job is badass. He calls out God because the devil kills his family and takes his wealth and life away. And when God comes down, he tells him about all the responsibilities of God. So who is he to complain? Yeah, that's one way of looking at it. I've watched some Jewish people preaching, and it's not bad either. But yeah, we know you work for yourself, Dog the Bounty Hunter. I'm talking about other people. I'm sure they got 9 to 5s. Or at least I think they do. Maybe no one in this chat has a 9 to 5. We're all fucking entrepreneurs and shit. I know what Giselle does. I kinda know what Rolando does. I don't know if that's considered a 9 to 5. I don't think it is. But I feel like you probably work the same hours as someone that works a 9 to 5. This has been a very interesting chat. We've covered a lot of vastly different topics tonight.
Let's go. 200 meters, make a right. Copy that.
I'm guessing they don't catch Jason Bourne. I don't think landscaping is considered a 9 to 5. But like I said, I'm sure you work long hours. Like a true Mexican. It's written side to side. What does that mean? Oh, like the bilingual. Oh, okay, I got you. That's the only thing about growing up with Arabic in my household. I know how to read right to left. And it's not that weird to me. I know a lot. Like when I was in college, I was an Arabic major too. And a lot of the kids would be like, it's just so weird starting at the right side of the page. And I'll be like, is it? It makes you look at things differently. Well, see, it is bad things happen to everyone. And if that's all it takes to make you squeamish and turn away from God, then what about God who has to feed the lions and bring floods? I mean, I guess you could argue that he doesn't have to do that if he doesn't want to. But I get what you're saying, for sure. For sure. See, the thing for me is, when it comes to God, I feel like everything can always be traced back to, you didn't have to do any of this. Like, that's what I would always ask my dad and other religious figures. They'd be like, well, it's not that he wants to punish us, it's that this, and this. And I'm like, bruh, he didn't have to create this. He was chilling, and he decided to bring me into this world, or all of us into this world. Everyone says, why doesn't God just make the world perfect? But will we even know how to appreciate a perfect world? Imagine nothing happened without. Imagine nothing bad happened without rain, and there's no sunshine. Without rain, there's no sunshine. I get what you're saying, but again, why do I have to force you to appreciate if you didn't ask to be created? It's like if I breed a dog, and then it's like I need to let these puppies know that life could be worse. They need to appreciate. Like, let me put these motherfuckers outside so they can know that this house is good. Like, they're my responsibility. You know what I mean? Just give them a good life. But that's another way. That's another thing too. I'm like, God is a much more superior being to us, so he can't look at us as like peers. He shouldn't be teaching us a lesson like kids. We're like dogs to him, bro. Ritual manual. Oh, exorcism ritual manual. But nah, I definitely get what you're saying. Definitely got to experience bad to appreciate good. But like I said, my argument would be like, why do I need to appreciate the good more than I already appreciate it? That shit never really sat right with me either. When people say stuff like that, when bad stuff happens, uh, they're like, "This is gonna make you appreciate this." I'm like, bro, I could appreciate it, like without going through something bad. If you didn't have to do any of this, then there would be no world, no creation, no nothing, and that would be fine. That's what I'm saying. Like, I if this is tough to describe because I'm not God, but if I had the power to create some little somethings, if I came up with some science and created some little somethings, and they have a little glass ball or whatever, I don't then have to be like, I need to punish these things if they do this and this, because I didn't have to create it. I chose to create it. So I feel like now punishing them. I'm not gonna say it's unjust. It's just strange. But also, I feel like if it was easy to comprehend, it wouldn't be very mysterious, would it? Like I said, Jalen, I don't just speed read the Bible. I also read Orthodox Jewish commentaries and read their comments on what it actually says in Hebrew. That's good. That's a good way to get a deep understanding of something. Like I drop an Amazon box in my crib and my dog runs away. Dog, my dog gets scared of everything, bro. Your shoe squeaks on the ground, he's gone, bro. He's gone, bro. That's funny. The other thing I find funny about this is random, but about like CIA movies and shit like this. I'm like, bro, if these dudes want you dead, bro. It, you're not about to take out like 300 CIA agents chasing you and trick them in hallways, bro. They'll send a drone and blow this bitch up, bro. Not your dog. Don't try to come now. You're right. It's not my dog. I don't even like dogs. Satan said, God, the job loved him just because he was abundantly blessed. Giselle, we are 5 minutes past the story of Job.
Work your way down the canal. I'll circle around and meet you there.
The last time I saw my father, why would he have you follow me? It doesn't make any sense. Why? Don't give him a goddamn thing. Why? Jesus Christ, what a boy! I can hear them. Beirut, I went there to tell him that Treadstone had approached me. But if it was his program, why didn't he say anything to me? I've done something. It came at a cost. That was the day he was killed. They said he was killed by terrorists. He wasn't killed by terrorists, was he?
Damn, his dad got killed by the CIA.
The next bullet's in your head. Why was he killed? Why? She was killed because of you. Your father was in an operations. He didn't know we chose him. He found out. He threatened to expose the program. He didn't fucking turn into a killer.
You kind of allow bad things to happen to him to prove it was true faith, and it ended up being the strongest faith. I'm good off that, bro. I don't want to have the strongest faith if I gotta go through all that. Just let me have the weakest faith.
Where is he? He's almost there.
No man can pay for another man's sins. Interesting. Interesting. A lot of religious scholars in the chat. You guys are very well studied. That's pretty cool.
You recognize me. I'm gonna make sure he's finished.
God told Satan to pick on Job because he was perfect, and when he didn't turn his back on God, Satan used it as an excuse to curse him even more. That is more similar to how the story is in the Quran, which is why it never made sense to me. Because I'm like, I'll ask my dad, I'm like, well, why did God let him do that though? Because I'm like, God's more powerful than Satan, so why did God let Satan curse him? And he was like, to test his faith, and I'm just like, that sounds like a gambling match, dog. Like, I don't like it, man. I don't like it.
Let's listen to that.
Especially when like your family and shit is collateral, bro. Damn, bro. They always try to make the story seem happy at the end, and it's like, but then he has so many more cows, and I'm like, but yo, didn't his wife and kids die though? I'm like, damn, bro. That's all you gotta go through all that to prove that you love God, bro. I'm like, damn.
It wasn't supposed to go like this. I wanted to talk.
Where's Dewey going?
He's going to Vegas to speak with our Calora Science Convention. The agency recruits them every year.
Job then called out God saying I did no wrong. I took care of the orphans and the widows and took on the pilgrims. But his friends, they came to grieve with Job, didn't correct him when he called out God. Interesting. It's the story of all of us. No, it's the story of you, not me.
I can help you get
Rolando, don't even do it, bro. Rolando, you might as well just text me the link, bro. Text me a link to a good video or a good read. I'll read it later. That shit is not gonna come out right in the comments. Whenever y'all try to leave super long comments, I could tell because y'all have to break it up. Y'all probably try to type it and it said it's too long. You like, damn, let me copy and paste this part. I think it's even interesting that there can be this many different like takes on the story of Job, though. Also, it's mad funny because sometimes I don't know these characters because I only know their names in Arabic. Because, like I said, I've never read a Bible. When he called out God, the friends said things like, God is all powerful, he doesn't need to answer you. And Job shut them up by saying, you're right, I'm nothing but an ant to God. I'm not worthy to get an answer from God. Interesting. That's sad. Oh, my butt. I gotta take the pressure off my butt. So what happens when you sit in the same position for too long. I'm a little teapot, short and stout. Tip me over and pour me out. Well, I have stayed on way longer than I was supposed to, but I might as well just stay on. People are still talking. The friends didn't say anything after that, but the youngest friend then calls him out and says, what God really wants is not a perfect man. He wants a man who's going to rely on him during hard times and going to praise him even when it's hard. I feel it. If I was God, I'll be like, yo, y'all do whatever y'all want to do. Peace. One time I read a real good short story. What was it called? The Day I Met God on the Train. Y'all should read that. It's a good little short story. And this guy like runs into a person who claims to be God on a train, and he has like a crazy good conversation with him. It's a very interesting take on what God could be if he's not the active God that everyone thinks he is. It's a very, very good short story. The rabbis think it was originally written somewhere in the Arabian Peninsula due to the fact that so many words found in Job are not found in the rest of the scripture, but seem to be related to ancient Arabic. Interesting. But yeah, that short story, God tells the dude, he's basically like, yo, bro, like, I'm a being like you. I'm essentially just way more powerful than you guys are. And he's like, but the same way every being on this planet in this universe has the urge to create and procreate. That is what someone like me or another being as powerful as me has the urge to do too. It's not something that you necessarily think about. It's something that just is. And so basically, he went around creating planets, creating all of this stuff, but he doesn't sit and watch it. And he basically says all of the religious texts, all of the stuff that came after me, is your doing. I don't really care what happens to you guys. Like, he basically said he pops in to visit just to be like, oh wow, never seen this on the planet before, this, that, and the other. But he's not active. And Job said he did all these things for God, but it was really for his own ego to say he was a good guy. Then God comes down and speaks to Job saying, put on your armor, keep that energy. I'm usually the one that types mistakenly. Rolando's the winner today. Autocorrect, man. Autocorrect's gotten considerably worse. I would say like in the last year. I don't know what's going on, but I'm better off turning my autocorrect off because it changes words that it doesn't even need to change. Do, 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 do. Alright, guys, no matter what, I'm getting off of here at midnight, I swear. Will I get off earlier? It's possible. But at midnight, I'm not staying on longer. It's too long. But I am having a good time right now, so. Then God reveals all the things in nature he's responsible for, that every single thing that happens, he has a personal connection with, and that he wants to have a personal connection with Job. I would have been like, can you personally not kill my family? Please.
Well said. Check the departure route now. You won't have much time. They will know where it came from. I'll have enough time. After you take care of the lure, I'll be standing left hand on my side. You put a bullet in it. That's better if I'm the target too. Copy that.
So basically, the meaning is that God has a connection with Job and agrees with Job, and that saddens him that it happened to Job, which is why the friends were punished and Job was blessed more. That's a good story. I don't know that it really changes what I think about it, but I'm just like, damn, I'd rather not go through all that.
Wait. The director wants a word before we go on stage.
Uh-oh, something's about to blow up. This movie's a lot more interesting than I thought it was. See how much time is left in it. This goes until 12:20. It's a long ass movie, bro. Damn, y'all wore yourselves out with the religious talk. Now y'all are quiet, bro. Not much different than the story about God on a train, except this one makes God out to want a real connection and actually care about the creation. I can see that. I can see that. But then that kind of takes me back to being all powerful and omniscient, omnipresent. Man, how you having a connection with all of these people and doing all of this, but also not like if the devil's real, I'm like, why let him do anything? Why not smite that motherfucker? What movie? Jason Bourne. You ever heard of Jason Bourne? I'm gonna try to get you that info on the job. Yeah, just text it to me after the stream or during the stream. I mean, I'll just look at it after the stream. But I would definitely read that. I like to read everything, man. Even if I don't really care for it necessarily. Like, I'm not. I do like to know why people think the things that they think. So, even if it's not to persuade myself, I would like to better understand everyone else. Sometimes that ends up persuading you. You never know. Can't tell if they're about to blow the place up or shoot this guy. The devil is the accuser. He accuses the creation of not actually being worthy. Man, he's got a good argument. You don't know anything about that movie? It's about a CIA agent that basically regains his memory from a program that he was in, and then he's like trying to figure out why the CIA did all of this stuff to him and blah blah blah. The other fake thing on movies is like they punch people and knock them out, and then like they're knocked out for like 10 minutes, and they just like prop them up in a closet or something. Like, bro, even if you get like smoked, you will wake up in like 30 seconds max, bro. You'll be stumbling around, but you're not gonna just be knocked out for 30 minutes. Born, yeah. Who's the main actor? Matt Damon. I love how the Spanish names for movies are nothing like the English titles. Sorry I wrote so much. I should just get a PhD in theology and write a 10th page. Hey, man, that might be something you actually want to do, bro, if you feel that passionate about it, because I don't think there's a lot of things that I could speak that passionately about. That could definitely be something interesting for you to do. That's the kind of stuff my dad does. My dad is a chaplain, and he went to seminary, and he has like fucking 3 PhDs and like 8 master's degrees. He could tell you the inside and outside of a Bible and a Quran.
Someone issued him an agency security clearance on his passport.
Or a book. Did you see what I wrote? What I wrote about free will? No. And that's probably so far back now that I probably won't be able to scroll to it.
First off, this has all made me a lot more rich than it's probably helpful.
When I come on stage, take care of the Lord and
Stay there.
Uh-oh.
I took money to start my company. Made a bargain with a guy in a dark suit. And now he's come back to take my soul.
Damn, he shot him. Damn, I don't know what's gonna happen. I love when I can't predict how a movie's gonna go, because that doesn't happen often. I pretty much predict everything I watch. Not exactly sure where this is going, though. It's kind of a typical CIA movie, but then at the same time, it's kind of not. I saw it, I remember it. What do you remember? What he said about free will? Sometimes YouTube blocks comments. I don't know why. Satan accuses the creation of not being worthy of God's love or attention, and God can prove it by taking away. Oh, and God can prove it by taking away our free will. But all that does is prove God is all powerful. Not that we are worthy. But what is being worthy? Oh, Born. Okay, you saw it? Yeah. It's pretty good. So the creation being loyal to God, even though he doesn't solve all the problems, is exactly what proves God is great. Mm, that almost makes sense to me, but not really. I'm sleepy. Me too. I think I'm gonna hang on until midnight though. It's only 15 minutes away, so unless you get off and Rolando gets off and everyone gets off, I'll be like, okay, I'm gonna get off. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk. Giselle, what time do you have to teach tomorrow? Oh, 3 p.m. Wow. That's super late. You can stay up. You can stay up until 12 o'clock with the rest of us. The most recent word I learned that I can remember is bivouac, which means to camp without a tent. That's funny. We use that word in the military all the time, but actually we don't say it for camping without a tent. We say it for the tent. But my son starts school at 6:20 p. Oh, at a.m. I was gonna say, what kind of school is that? I read it in a Cormac McCarthy book. What has he written?
I volunteered because of the lie. You volunteered because of who you are.
That's interesting that that's the actual definition because whenever we go out to the field, which I guess we set up the tents, but it's weird because we'll say set up the bivouac.
32 gems.
Ooh, No Country for Old Men. That's legendary. I'll go bivouacking this weekend. Is that part of the Born Supremacy and Born Ultimatum movies? You talking about what I'm watching? I'm watching Jason Bourne. Yeah. Now, you really got me thinking about the word bivouac. I'm trying to think if maybe every time we said it, we were actually referring to no tents, but I wasn't paying attention. Or if we're just misusing the word. Or if it has multiple definitions. Hold on real fast. I gotta look something up. It's what I thought. If I type in bivouac on Google, the first thing it says is military camp. Because like I said, that's what we would call where we set up. Um, I think it's just like a light encampment. Yeah, I've never heard it outside of the military. If someone said bivouac, I'll be like, oh, you were in the military. What was the context? Um, what was the context of the word bivouac in the book that you were reading? Now I'm really interested. Was it a military story or was it not? Is that the movie with the guy who gets accused of killing his wife in the future? Accused of killing his wife in the future. No, you're talking about Premonition. Is it Premonition? Was that a movie called? No, it's not called Premonition. The little things are called Premonition. Pre-crime. What the fuck is the name of that movie? I don't know the name of the movie, but no, you're talking about the movie that has pre-crime in it. That's different. You're talking about Tom Cruise. Minority Report. Minority Report is the name of that movie. Yeah, Giselle Evan, y'all are behind me because I figured it out already. There's a group in the army who defected and they were camping in the wilderness. Okay. And did the author say bivouac or did one of the characters say bivouac? Because, like I said, I've never heard a non military person say bivouac. And did you infer that it was camping without tents? Or did you look it up and it said that? I'm like doing like a full interrogation about this little word. Sipping on 40. Shout out to Wisconsin. I heard no one in America drinks more than people in Wisconsin. I saw like a top 10 cities of people that drink the most, and like 9 out of the 10 cities were in Wisconsin. No joke. The author did, I think, because the characters don't really talk like that. Interesting. Interesting. Like I said, I never heard anyone outside of the military use that word. But who do I know outside of the military that would do camping with no tents? That's true. I'm from Milwaukee. Milwaukee. I learned the definition because I looked it up. Okay. Yeah, that's interesting. Like I said, I would have never thought about the definition of that word because every time we used it, it was just all right. About to set up our bivouac. Sounds like Julius Verne style. We went from religious scholars to literature scholars. Or Conan Doyle's. Wow, Giselle, you're well read. I think it's good to learn a lot of really obscure words like that, even if you really never encounter them again, when you do finally hear it again, you're like, wait, I know what that means. I learned that word 5 years ago. Nine more minutes, y'all. 9 more minutes. Speak now or forever hold your peace. I tend to forget them until they come up, like you said. Yeah, I love that, man. I love when no one knows what a word means, and I'm like, I know what this is. Let me explain to you guys. Because of some book I read when I was 6 years old. Bum, 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 bum. Trying to figure out what's Jason Bourne's plan here, man. Seems like he's just about to get killed. But of course not. He's Jason Bourne. And of course, they never run out of gas. They've been driving for like 3 hours through Vegas, and they haven't had to fill up their tank. Sure, bro. My friend recently came up to me and was like, Evan, what's the story about the guy who hunts humans on an island? And I was like, oh shit, I got this. A guy who hunts humans on an island? I don't know that. What is that? That reminds me of when I read Lord of the Flies as a kid. The death scene, bro. I was like 6 years old, bro, and I was like, no way. It's a very graphic death. The Most Dangerous Game. Is that a movie? I think that's a movie too. If it's not The Most Dangerous Game, it's something very similar. But they're not on the island. It's like two psycho dudes hunting a family or some shit like that. Something like that. 6 more minutes, y'all. 6 more minutes. This was a crazy long stream. I'm surprised my battery didn't die. Think it's a movie? I'm gonna check that out. I'm gonna read that. One of my favorite books of all time is Blindness. It's a great book. They made that into a movie too, but I haven't watched the movie. I think the book was so good that I think there's no way that they could make a movie that good. Especially because I don't know if you guys have read Blindness. What's the author's name? Jose Saramago or something like that. The book is written in the perspective of the people. So they're describing not being able to see. It's all white. So as far as you know, everything is all white. And I think if they made a movie, it wouldn't make sense because we'd be looking at the characters. Whereas the book is describing not being able to see and having to try to, the military is herding these people into encampments and killing everyone that's blind and trying to stop the spreading of the blindness. It's a really good book. No. Oh, wait. Which one are you talking about, Giselle? Richard Connell. Who Richard Connell, what did he write? The Most Dangerous Game? Beat his ass, Jason Bourne, beat his ass. There's no way I have someone on the floor and I'm kicking them, and they manage to get me on the ground too. Fuck out of here, bro. He wrote The Most Dangerous Game. Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah, I'll check that out. Four more minutes. 4 more minutes. I'm getting off here at 12, no matter what. I don't care how interesting what you say is. At 12, I'm hitting X. I gotta remember this. Richard Connell. The Most Dangerous Game. Was there another book? Let me scroll and make sure. No, that's it. Anybody else up in here? What's your favorite book that you've ever read? Doesn't matter what level it is. It doesn't have to be some classic literature or some shit. Oh no, he killed him. He's a murderer. Two more minutes. So what is the Bourne Ultimatum and shit about if he just fucking killed everybody, bro? Where are they gonna take that movie? Oh, there's still a final scene. Alright. My favorite is Blood Meridian. Very dark and hard to read. Why is it hard to read? Hard to read as in dense, like difficult words, or yeah, dense, or because of the content? Is it like, oh, this is brutal stuff? You got 1 minute. The language he uses, the words are very specific and obscure. Okay. I might check that one out too. Blood Meridian. What's it? No, I'm not gonna ask you what it's about because I'm about to click off of here as soon as it turns to midnight in 1 minute. So I'm just gonna have to look it up myself. It is now midnight. Thanks everyone for attending the stream. I'm about to get off. Y'all have